right now.
Yeah, what's it?
If not, I have it right here. We are in fact live, so when people come on in, it's going to be a rolling start to the show. I'm also posting on YouTube or Twitter. Max, you asked me about long legs. What is long legs? Short answer: it is a horror movie in the same sense of like if Silence of the Lambs is a horror movie, right? It is. What was that?
It's not a horror movie.
It's a
Yeah, it is.
people still think like keep it in high regard as like a horror movie because of how horrific a lot of the stuff you see is on screen. Is it not in terms of like there's a slasher killer? It's just a different variation of it. It's a moody. It's there's terrifying moments. There's the part obviously in Silence of the Lambs where he like fillets the guy into a butterfly motif on top of the thing. Like there's some scary shit. Like people put Hannibal Lecter in the same vein as like Leatherface, fucking Mike Myers, and all that. Like people will see that mask and they like identify as horror. It's more thriller. I would say horror thriller. Long Legs is like that, but what if it was Alan Wake? What like?
That's what I heard. It's like
Yeah, it's got Alan Wake elements primarily because Alan Wake, which is also a derivative of Twin Peaks, where it's FBI agent is in Oregon solving a murder mystery, right? So it's very much in that vein. I will tell you what, the marketing is far scarier than the actual movie.
Okay. It looks like it got into demonic, like creepy.
There is some satanic-y stuff in there.
It felt like True Detective to me in that trailer.
Yeah,
but
that's a good.
amped up
Mhm.
in a because like obviously there's the whole religious angle to True Detective.
Yes. Yeah.
But this looked like something was gonna hop out of the shadows and like a demon like grab you.
I would say if that is what like,
Horror.
yeah, that's horror for sure. This is still scary.
Sinister. That sounded like sinister to me. Like some
Mm-hmm.
ghost is gonna come out and eat children.
I don't want to spoil too much of the movie, but definitely if you like I said, if you're interested in the base ideas of like it's going to be a little bit of like Alan Wake in terms of like the style and mood mixed in with like a serial killer in the same way of like Silence of the Lambs or Seven or Zodiac or anything like that. That's what it's probably closer to than I say is anything else. The audio top right is lower compared to Mario. Yeah, I'm going to try and work on that.
Okay.
There we
Is
should
that
be
me?
good now. How about now? We'll test when we keep talking. But yeah, so that's my general thoughts on it. I really liked it until like the last few minutes, like kind of messed me up. I still enjoy the movie, mostly for the vibes and the feels. Like it's a movie that I feel like when you watch it, it's set in the 90s. It has a very particular style and feel to it. Particularly when I mean like that is like there's like carpet, right? And I know what that carpet feels like because I've experienced that kind of shitty carpet, right? That red, velvety, like gross carpet that you would sit down and play your Nintendo, right? Or like they're in a log cabin and it's like the super smooth like wood. You can like smell that. Like there's texture to the movie. And that's to me was like the best asset of the movie. The characters, in terms of like the main detective, is really great, played by Micah Monroe from It Follows, and she was also in Independence Day and a bunch of other films. Watchers, another movie I just watched. But yeah, if you're into the vibe, I think it's totally a fun time. I will say that given your taste for Nick Cage, it's either going to go one way or the other for you. It's either going to be like,
yeah,
this is
that
super
was the other
creepy.
thing is I saw he was in it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
It's either he's super
I could
creepy
get into this.
or super silly. It's one or the other, you know?
Can we talk about how Logan has the mustache?
A mustache.
of the guy from the Experian or like the Liberty Mutual commercials where he's partnered with an ostrich. Like
You got to
look
get some
like
aviators.
the cop. Yeah, you need
Yeah.
aviators.
I don't have aviators. I have the the Ray
Wayfarers.
Bans. The Ray Bans is what I've got.
Oh, okay.
Well, you look like a cop. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
It's the cop stash.
I don't know why.
You get married and then now you're allowed
Yeah,
to
the
get a cop
dad stash. This is a
the
dad
dad
thing.
I've been shaving it in a mustache for a couple weeks now, and last time I did it, I had it come down in handlebar, and Danielle was not a fan of that one. She was like, I feel like I'm married to Hulk Hogan,
Oh no.
Oh no, that'd be
who is irrelevant at the time we're recording this.
Oh man.
All right, we're all here.
We are.
Let's see. Logan, I don't know if you were here. I wasn't seeing if you were in chat or not, but we were obviously talking about Long Legs. Have you seen Long Legs?
No, but I pieced together that's what you were talking about when I heard comparisons to Alan Wake and Nick Cage invoked and stuff like that. I kind of like had interest in watching that movie, but the trailers looked like there was demon stuff in it. I was like, I don't want to do this.
See, that's what
You're
I'm
not a demon
saying.
guy?
There's
Like the trailers had a lot of like religious and demonic iconography, but
Yeah.
then it just also seems like it's Silence of the Lambs at the same time or something, where like people are just hunting down a crazy person. So I don't know which is which.
it's more in the Silence of the Lambs real killer than it is
Okay.
demons just showing out of nowhere. But
Okay.
like, I'm not saying that's not in the movie,
Okay.
but I do think
I
it's,
might watch it at some point then.
Yeah, I
You should watch.
think go ahead.
I was gonna say you should watch the first Omen then.
No.
That was on my list.
No.
So in the same thing that like what Logan just said, I'm not I don't like watching religious stuff for the most part because I don't know, this stupid existential crisis bullshit. But yeah, I was looking at that. I was like, I'm in the mood for sort of this like dark, spooky,
It's pretty good actually. Like I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was decent.
I want to check that out. And I want to check Immaculate as well. Apparently, it's like a similar vibe.
Yeah, Immaculate. I want to see too.
Yeah.
There's a few.
Are we doing this properly yet or no?
No, this is rolling start, baby.
Okay.
You're here now, so if you want to
Okay.
jump it in, go on. You know what to do. You do the same thing
Hello.
you always do. Oh,
Hello, welcome back to this podcast. We're all here after 6 months away or whatever.
has it
it's
been 6 months?
I don't know. I was actually going to ask, have we done any of these this year at all?
Yeah,
I feel like we did one when I moved here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did one in March.
Then this is the first one we've done since I've lived where I'm at now. Obviously, I do know that for sure.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Hi. How you guys been? I haven't seen you all since my wedding. I mean, I've
Well,
seen
seen in person.
seen in person. I've obviously talked to all of you frequently. So
Yeah. Yeah.
All good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Surviving. I
Yeah.
When I went to your wedding, I had a job, and then when I left your wedding, I no longer had a job.
because you went to my wedding,
No, not because I went to your
Okay.
wedding.
You should have. You
was
should
like,
have
oh,
said
no.
yes.
I thought you like played hooky.
But I realized, yeah.
What did you leave voluntarily? Then are you looking for something else now, or
Yeah, I'm definitely looking for some other stuff. So, I mean, I could tell the story. Essentially, I previously I worked at Verizon. I worked in the phone industry in some capacity for a while now, and I switched over to T-Mobile.
You stabbed Uncle Verizon in the back.
Yeah, stabbed them in the heart, and I was like, take that, Dad, and just gonna move on and see what the life is like on the other side. And I should have realized like early on, I was like, this is a dumbass idea. The reason why I moved to T-Mobile in the first place was because it's closer. There's some areas out here that were hiring, and I was working in the city, and I live in the suburbs now, so it's kind of a better transition to just be closer than spending several hours out of my life traveling out and back. And so that's why I did it, thinking that I'd be going to like a store like I've been doing most of my career. But they were like, no, we're going to send you to one of those kiosks in like a Costco.
Ooh.
And,
You were the kiosk man.
yeah.
that happened to me
You were
once.
the guy from American Vandal season 2. You were him.
It's funny you say that. I met a guy from American Vandal season 2, the basketball star that like he like liked or something. But yeah, no, they were like, okay, you get sign your papers. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm signing. It's like, by the way, you're gonna go to Costco or whatever. You do your training in the store, and then we're gonna ship you out. But the store that you're going to is actually not open yet. it's going to be about a month and a half. And so you'll be training in the store, but then once you go to the kiosk, you're not going to do any of the shit. So don't even try and have it stick, right? So I was like, oh, okay. Because at the store, you do a bunch of stuff. You do customer service. You basically, do technician stuff a little bit. And then you go about. At a kiosk, it's pretty much sales, where it's like you come in the kiosk because, hey, we're going to give you a gift card to Costco and we're going to also give you the same deal. And then I don't have to do any of the other stuff. Like, don't have to do trades, none of that stuff, right? So simple. You also get paid more. The only thing is you are going to be standing for the entire shift on concrete. And you can't sit in into the furniture that's right across from you. That's like the fun furniture with like the lazy boys or like the, stuff like that. So you'd be staring at people doing that. So you got to stand up, which fine. I got used to that. That's okay. But then finally the store was like right about to open. And then I did my certification stuff. And they said at the very end, it's like, by the way, we're actually going to take you out of the kiosk and put you in a store because you don't speak Spanish. Even though I told them when I applied that I didn't speak Spanish. Because apparently the store is in a heavier, more Hispanic area. So that was that. Anyways, so they do that. And then I get to a store. And then every day, a manager would just be hovering around me like a hawk and listen to everything I'm saying. And then once I would like step in the back, they would be back there ready to talk to me about what I just talked to the customer. Every single like transaction, to one point where I stopped in the door and he basically docked me from behind. By docking, I mean his Johnson smacked me in the back, basically, because he was that close of how much he was up my ass about every single thing. And it got to the point where I'm like, I'm fucking done with sales. Like, this is dumb. They just want to micromanage and just take every little bit out of your customers. That wasn't like that at Verizon, but it's similar vibe. But like, yeah, I was just like, I'm fucking over this shit. Like, they wanted me to like sell a phone to a lady whose all her problem is that she couldn't receive text messages, which is a T-Mobile problem, not a fucking phone problem. You just gotta call T-Mobile to have them fix something. And then this guy was like trying to sell me a new phone. It was fucking dumb. So,
well, I imagine like the main issue with that too, and this is just speaking from personal experience, but like whenever those people would accost me or come up to me, in a Costco or a Sam's Club or a Walmart, it's like I'm there to pick up something entirely different.
Yeah.
So like, it's probably really hard to do there because if you want a phone or you want to sign up for a phone plan, you'll go to a store for such a thing, not. Hey, while you're here buying a toaster, would you also like to change your phone plan or your internet plan or whatever?
Yeah, do you want to change your entire life?
Yeah, because we'll move your phone number, but we'll take your bill and slightly reduce it for a little bit, but also include our home internet, our cable package, and all these streaming services, which, by the way, will just start accruing regularly on your bill, and you won't even know why your bill's so high. And we will make it impossible for you to log in, log out, and cancel.
Yeah. Nope, that's not far off from the truth. I mean, it also is looked down upon when we don't get those things too, right? So we're incentivized to be like, hey, this is the bill, but you also have to get this, and this, and I promise you're going to get your Costco gift card and buy those like underwear packages that you were going to get, like it's very much like that. So I said, fuck it, which I'm luckily in a position where I can do that. Given that this is this the place where I live and stuff like that, I am obviously still looking, but I have been freelancing, doing more video stuff, and obviously we're doing this live, so this is fun. So I got to make that as a fun thing, and hopefully something better will come along. But for now, I'm just like I'm out of phone.
How long has this been?
So
about a month. About a month.
Okay.
So it's not the longest, but yeah, it's I got my final check, and we'll see how that lasts.
Because I know Grant did something similar recently, and you got to like the 6-week mark, and then you're like, I'm losing my mind. I need a job.
Yeah, after like a month and a half, I was like, all right, all the positivity, like I'm gonna find something, I'm gonna get through this, just started to evaporate right in front of me. I was like, I need to find something quick, otherwise I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I was like, it's less about the money, it's more about just keeping yourself sane, because I could not do that. What?
I was just thinking. I'm sorry, Grant. I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm interrupting.
Okay.
Has everyone here except myself and Logan gotten a new job close to around Logan's wedding? Did Logan's wedding make everyone lose their job?
Yeah, maybe.
I was laid off April 4th. So,
Like
and then I
right
found a
before.
job, and I started my new job June 3rd. So just under 2 months.
So close to my wedding.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was definitely the
we were
one factor.
talking
I mean,
about
I've
your
had this
interviews,
conversation
Grant.
actually, I believe, with Mike. We were talking in the car.
I've heard the story already.
Yeah.
And then I think you said something. I think on Twitter. I think like literally the next day.
Yeah.
You're like, "Did I quit my day job?"
I remember that. Yeah.
And then I don't remember what people said. And then I think you said you did it. And I was like, "Did he quit his? Like, did he?" Because I just had that conversation. With
You literally,
you.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like,
I was
did
like,
he
should I
actually
quit?
quit it
while he was in the car with you.
Yeah.
Go work with
Thought about it.
Go work with the boys over at the Gamer or whatever.
Oh
now.
boy. Well,
They all
Yeah.
jumped ship.
yeah. Actually, it's funny.
they're
I
the
did
same-
apply.
Aren't-
But
Did you?
it was before I saw
What's
any of
this?
that.
Is it
this
the
another...
gamer? It's still a whatever the company isn't it? Are they Valnet?
Is it
Is that who they
Valnet?
are? I think they're
so.
both Valnet websites.
Is this similar to what happened with they're called Second Wind now, but they all like a
No,
couple of people
No.
were fired and then everyone
no. The
left,
Gamer is another big
like news
website.
outlet or something. Right?
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
bunch of former people we worked with at Dual Shockers ended up all heading to that other site like a week or two back. So
I think, like,
this
3
They just
people.
jumped to another.
Yeah, it
site.
was
Yeah.
No,
Sam.
I was saying people left the Gamer to form a
We
site.
never
No,
we
no,
never
no.
worked with Christian, right? Like,
We
that
never
was
wor-
just you and me on
On Tremors in Review.
on Tremors in Review, right?
That's right.
Okay.
And he worked with me at Tech Raptor a little bit. I asked him to do some freelance stuff, which, by the way, we're live and we have people in the chat already. And of course, Nardi Arcade says, "Hey fellas, how's it going?" And of course, Brian Hagen, of course, is I'm supposed to be working right now, but I'm not going to miss the return of the model citizens. How's it going, Brian?
Brian,
our number one
say
listener.
hello to George for me, Brian. Let George listen in.
Who's George?
George Jenkins, the founder of Publix.
Oh,
saviors of the South.
that's right. He's a Publix boy. Hey,
Publix
Brian, I can speak to Publix now because I live where those are at. What's
yeah,
up
I
with
have
the
one too now. It's
What's-
amazing.
What's up with the prices at this place? You're paying $8 for a box of Rice Krispies up in this place. What's going on? This is not
First
normal
of all,
pricing for
you're
food
going to-
items.
You're going to Publix for those kind of food
You're
items.
going
You
to
go there
Publix
for
for
a
the wrong
sub.
thing.
No, you
You
go to
there for a
Publix.
sub,
Publix,
that's
sub,
You
it.
know, you go for the black and white cookies fresh from their bakery.
No,
That's
do
why you
that.
go to Publix.
Says
No,
Mr.
I go
George
to
says
a
hello.
bakery for good
Who's
cookies. I don't go to
buying
Publix.
cereal in this day and age.
I don't know,
A
if you're
box
in-
of cereal everywhere is $8. It's absurd.
We buy
Yeah.
boxes of cereal.
I was gonna say cereal's a pretty common food. I feel
But we
like.
we get our cereal from Aldi.
I haven't bought a box of cereal for myself in
These
years.
nuts.
I can't afford.
Um,
Brian, I saw your post about this Tony Hawk balls video, and I'm pretty excited for it.
if it's real.
That's all. It better it better be real. You better make that. It better be posting tomorrow, or else I'm gonna unfollow and unsubscribe your channel.
Oh.
Wait, I don't. No, hold on. I gotta see if I subscribe to your channel now.
You should subscribe, dude. He just had a video.
Yeah, I saw he just posted a video.
explode.
I
It's
saw
like
you had a video.
40,000 views.
How's your
Out of
map
bounds.
video doing, Max?
It's pretty good. It's like 600 something views. I've gained like 15 subscribers from it. It's doing well for a channel of my size. I'm 2/3 of the way to being a partner again.
I will say I haven't watched it. I just saw the opening where you sit in a chair and you introduce it by talking to the camera. I'm like, oh, this is the format I like. This is the naked Jacob format.
Nakey Jakey was an inspiration for sure. I did not take an exercise ball onto one of the bridges of New York City and just talk in front of the middle of people.
What
But I did
what
do
would
some
be
Nakey
the
Jakey style
name?
shots.
What would be the name equivalent for Nakey Jakey, but for Max?
Maxi pad.
I mean,
That's pretty good.
that's pretty
That's-
good.
That's
Maxi
been the
pad?
name my entire life. So
I can't think of what it would be. I
Yeah,
see this
so
video.
it would be
from-
like Max if you wanted it to rhyme. It'd be like Maxi waxy or something. I don't know.
Is your name Maxie?
How about Maximilian
Max.
Dude? You can do that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that's not taken at all.
Not at all.
Probably like max frequency or something.
It's pretty good.
Beneath the pixel.
Beneath the pixel.
Yeah, pixel maybe even
Beneath the pixel, I think is a
Beneath
good
the
one.
maxel.
Because it has an X in it.
Yeah.
It's extreme.
A.
There's no A in pixel though.
There's an A in beneath.
There is. It's true. Right.
How you guys? Let me ask this now. So this is kind of a commonality between us all now. How are we enjoying our 30s?
Oh God.
Stop.
Are we all 30 now?
We're all in
Were you
our
the last
30s.
holdout, Logan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
as of a month ago. So we're all in our 30s now.
It feels the same.
Yeah, it's just the
A
same.
little bit.
Yeah,
just
it's
have-
sort of the same. Less
Just
hair.
some more.
That's about it.
Yeah, let's hear from you
Dude,
too. I'm
there's
about
a
to go.
shot in my video where you see the top of my head.
I
There's no hair
did
there.
I did see that part. I
It's
did
bad,
see that
dude.
part.
It's bad.
It's when you bend down to pick up your mic.
pick up the map.
You need to.
It is so. I just,
Just
need to wear
embrace
a hat
it.
You just gotta shave
24/7.
Shave your head.
No. Shave your head. I had one of my friends, he just like 31, he's like, I can't do it anymore, Grant.
Well,
I just gotta start doing it.
this
And he
is
just
what I
started
would look
shaving his
like.
head.
I think
It
I'm
would look
about to
like
get there.
this.
You wouldn't look bad.
I don't know.
It's a good
I
thing
don't
this
know,
episode
guys.
is sponsored by Hims. Hims for you for hair care.
I don't think I have ever heard a Hims ad, like heard it read. I've seen obviously like the
Yeah,
pictures
the
or
picture.
whatever.
I think
Or
I've definitely
maybe
heard
even a
Hims
TV
ad.
commercial. I've probably seen a TV commercial or two because of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever heard a podcast read an ad for Hims.
I watch him mostly in YouTube videos. Obviously, Kind of Funny's done it
Okay.
a bunch of times,
Yeah, I
but
was gonna say,
Dead
Kinda
Meat.
Funny's done it.
Yeah. But
Yeah, the
no,
30s are
30
fine.
suck.
They're
I don't
fine.
think I feel like I'm in a weird spot because I feel older now. My body's starting to creak and ache and I'm losing my hair, but I also found out last week I probably need to get braces again. So
What?
that's fun. Yeah.
Mm.
Why?
Because my wife has got me I have really bad TMJ problems, like to the point that like my neck hurts, my back hurts.
What does TMJ stand for?
What's the name of this muscle right here in
Muscle
your
right
jaw?
there?
My
Okay.
jaw clenches so much when I sleep and stuff like that, and I wear a mouth guard, but it's not really fixing the problem. And I went and I got to this like dental specialist the other day and got everything checked out. My jaw is really screwed up, and to fix it, they're gonna have to like put braces on me to like realign how my jaw sits and how my
You're
teeth
gonna have to wear
sit and stuff like that.
headgear?
No, it won't do that. It'll just like pull my teeth forward or something
Brace
like that.
face. Metal mouth.
Yeah.
Train tracks.
This is why Danielle has braces. I know you
same
guys have
problem.
not really seen her with them, I guess. Or no, you have.
Well, I
had-
had-
Chris,
knew
yeah,
she
we
had-
did.
Yeah, we
we did.
I know she
Yeah,
had braces.
that's why
I've
she
seen
had
braces.
them. She just got them off for our wedding, and then she immediately got them put back on, which was funny.
Oh.
But she's
But
about
aren't
to
they
get
off
hers.
now. She only had so much time left. It was super close, right?
She, I think, gets them off maybe like September, October. They're saying it's all
Okay, so
dependent
she-
on how her mouth moves and responds to everything. But she's like near the end, I think. But she
I
did
would
that
think-
because she
I
had
would think
TMJ
getting braces
problems.
would make you feel younger.
I don't
a young
know.
person's game.
Yeah, well, that's what I guess is what I'm saying is like I'm losing my hair. I'm feeling creaks and aches, and
Well-
now I'm gonna get braces, which I last had when I was 14 or something. It's like
I
it's a
definitely-
weird mesh of parts of my life.
I definitely don't have the hair problem, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
know.
don't.
Yeah, shut
Which
up.
is why
No.
whenever you're like, "Oh, I'll just shave my hair off," I'm like,
I
"Alright,
look good with a
thanks,
shave."
Michael."
so that's the problem.
Yeah, we like shaved head, Mike.
Yeah, shaved
Mike,
head
they're
Mike
just
is-
jealous if it's okay, because our hair just
good.
grows whenever we want, and we just decide to cut it. Okay.
Yeah, we are.
This is true.
Yeah, but the thing that like I've been at least getting older, like I've definitely started getting like back problems recently. Like my back hurts all the time. But that might be a cause because of the work that I was doing before. Because I was working at a brewery, I'm not working at a brewery, but a lot of that is physical labor.
Mm-hmm.
All of it is physical labor. So, now that I'm not doing that much physical labor, maybe it'll get better. But the thing that I do really, really want to get checked out, and I just haven't had time, and I honestly I don't really have money for it, is I want to go to an ENT, like ears, nose, throat doctor. I want to get my ears checked out because I think I'm getting hearing loss. So, but I mean, that's another thing where I've played drums for like 20 years or so, more than that, since I was 7. So 25 years or something like that. So, and I've played it pretty consistently without any ear protection or anything. So
we had this conversation in your car when you were where I talked about like I went and then just got my ears checked, and all it was they just needed to put a tube in there and just suck it all out.
The thing that I don't think I've ever told you guys this, not that I'm hiding it or anything, but like I have I basically have like I have been told, I don't know, whatever, but I have like an auditory like processing disorder, they call it. It's like basically dyslexia for hearing. So if you if you hear
what do you think's wrong?
Yeah, it's weird. So it's hard for me to like process like when things like if
how does that even function in a musician?
Yeah,
you would.
Oh, that's I mean, that's just beats. That's different. I'm a drummer. It's easy. So
Rhythm, I think.
Okay, all right. I would think that would totally screw you up musically.
No, it's more like understanding like that's why I always ask people to repeat themselves like a bunch of times. Part of it is hearing, but I don't know if part of it's hearing or if it's that. So, but I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
So
you should go to an ENT.
When I see you guys next time, you will see me like bend forward to try to talk.
So I did that when I got the ears check thing. So hopefully it's a little something. But if you've been doing that all your life,
a bunch of gross earwax in my ears,
just a ton of it, just
out and stuff. But
gotta get it
those
sucked
videos those are good videos though.
But
just record it.
Stop it.
My
that's
sister,
a good video. Record it, please.
Another reason why I wanted to do this is because my sister, she went to a doctor for it, and she ended up having to get hearing aids. So it made me like, oh, maybe I do have to go.
So that's the thing. I went to someone that did a hearing test. They're like, yeah, you might need some hearing aids. And then I'm going to recommend a doctor. And I went to that doctor like, no, you just got to suck it out. But I was ready to accept one versus the other. Get it out of me.
Get it out of him.
I had this. I had this ringing in my ears a while back when I worked at Disney. It wasn't going away. And I felt like one ear was like clogged. Like I couldn't hear anything.
Max,
I went to an ENT for.
Max, I need you to listen to me. You might have TMJ problems. Do you clench your jaw when you sleep and stuff like this?
Oh yeah, I have a night guard. No, but listen, this was a problem that was not going away for a stretch, and like I was taking hearing tests. They had me lay in a dark room for like an hour while this thing like pinged in my ears. I don't know. I did all sorts of tests. They never found what was causing this ringing that wasn't going away, and like this softness, this dampening in an ear, and it just kind of went away. But I have footage of me sleeping, like, because I was trying to figure out what I was doing wrong. I do wear a night guard. I grind my teeth incessantly, especially without said night guard.
Do you have like a special made one?
Yeah. Hard, like acrylic, fitted to my teeth. And this is what I do in my sleep. I wave my arms and flail them around.
And you talk too, apparently.
I do. I'm a talker in my sleep. So I do all sorts of crazy
stuff. Where's that Twitter account? Twitter account? We need Abby to bring that one back.
That would be a question for my wife. She was in charge of that. Obviously, I wasn't recording it.
She's been picking up on the TikToks. I would love if Max Talks to Sleep was a TikTok now. So a visual aid.
We can pass that idea on. I don't know what the footage would be like because it would be so dark.
You could green screen or night vision.
We have someone animate it.
So we can animate
just get the audio if we animate it.
Yeah, that would be good. That would work.
I downloaded Blender the other day, so I'll do it.
There you go.
But I definitely, I'm a big teeth grinder. Big old grindy teethy boy.
To relate it back to Logan's original question, in terms of like getting older or feeling in your 30s, I will say that all the things that I did feel invincible about in my 20s is biting me in the ass, and that is like ankle stuff, skincare, like all the stuff where I was like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm good. But then it's all starting to catch up at sometimes the wrong times. And I'm just like, yeah, like hearing was one of them. Weight is obviously a major one, but there's like some other stuff where I'm just like, fuck, if I just did something earlier on, it's just, I don't know.
That's like, I mean, I started skating again when I was 20, or no, I might have been 30. So I think like part of that, yeah. So I think part of that would have been like, I was starting to feel like maybe, I don't know, inside my brain, I was starting to feel older, and I wanted to do something that was like, I can be healthy, like something to get more of a healthy lifestyle, and that helped a lot with that. So, and helped me, like at the time, I was like I felt like way more conditioned and stuff like that at the time. Now I haven't skated in a while, so I'm going to go skating tomorrow, actually.
Hey,
the first time in like 6 months, so I'm pretty excited.
Here's a medical question.
Okay.
Consistently, 100% of the time, for years now, this shoulder cracks whenever I roll it. Like a disgusting crack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can get it on
before.
mic.
I think we've heard it before.
Yeah.
Oof.
But it doesn't hurt. It just cracks.
Yeah.
And
Where's this
pops.
at?
My shoulder. This shoulder, my right
Just
shoulder.
one shoulder?
Yep.
Do you
Max,
lean
shoulder
on
I can
it
roll
or
just-
something?
Max, literally
Yeah.
everything you're describing, I also have, and the root problem that they have determined of all of these things is TMJ, like mouth.
What does my jaw have to do with my shoulder?
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean,
you
I'm
like
popping my
tightening up
shoulder
here
right
can
now.
like, I mean, all this stuff is like connected here, and then your neck can screw you
Sure.
up. I mean, if you break your neck or something, like you can
be dead.
screw up your whole back. It's
Well,
crazy.
What I'm just saying is it doesn't hurt. It just makes noise.
Mine does too. My right one right here.
It's like, should I go
Always
to a
done that.
doctor for this?
I don't know.
I don't know. I
Doesn't
think
happen
we
as-
are the generation that did not go to the doctor as often. Maybe we should. Maybe we should get these. We're definitely getting, certain of us are getting a certain age where like we're gonna have to get our buttholes checked very shortly, if not soon. And so like
Yeah.
I don't know. That's also made me very nostalgia.
I'll do some.
Nostalgic for butthole chicken?
No, in
I'll do
terms of
some
like the
food.
older I get, like I just put on.
I remember the last time a doctor
Like-
checked my butthole.
I don't know if you saw
was
like
a
this
baby.
last week on Twitter for me. I've been in a rabbit hole of playing every Resident Evil game. And I'm
That's a good
playing
rabbit
the
hole.
original. Yeah, I've been playing the original like Tank Control, Director's Cut, like Resident Evil. I'm on Resident Evil 2 right now. And it just got me back of like looking at old like Electric Playground videos and like X-Play and like I've been like trying to find old reviews from like 1998 and just see what was the pulse back then. And like it's got me in this rabbit hole where I'm collecting way more physical than I've ever done in my life. And it's making me think about all the regrets I've had trading in shit.
Are you going on E-Bombs World to play those puzzle games with nudie ladies at the end of it?
Nah, man. Is Newgrounds still around? They still got dress up games? Like, what's going on with that?
No.
The other day, I looked up those, like the Lifesaver Candy JavaScript putt-putt games. Did you ever play those?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
I played them all the time, and it was just advertising different Lifesaver Candy and caramel variants. But I just want to play it because they're seriously some of the best, I think, putt-putt games, like computer games. They're so creative. But they were just selling candy. But I can't find like a Java player for it. End of an era.
No, it's
I just want to play putt-putt.
there's
I just pulled.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I pulled up Electric Playground because I remember this, but I haven't seen it in so long, and it fed me an ad first. Sorry, I don't have YouTube Red, but the ad was for Persona 3 Reload, and it said comicbook.com says this game is awesome, and I was like, oh, cool, that's fun. And then I skipped the ad quickly. So
There was something where I was looking for a guide for something, and all of a sudden it said like Max on it. And I was like, "Fucking Max!"
I'm everywhere.
what would
is
that
Electric
guide have
Playground?
been?
Welcome to the EPN YouTube channel.
This is like they used to be? This is just an old YouTube channel, yeah, right?
What, Electric
there used to be
Playground?
a lot of, yeah, but there used to be a lot of like certain, like who was here? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, that was Victor Lucas. Talmy Talarico was on
That's
E3.
right. That's right.
So they
right.
actually have the TV show on the YouTube channel from way back, and it's in full like high resolution, and it's wild because they're at like E3 in like 96 or 97, And then like there's like season 1, season 2, and they're like releasing it every Saturday. And so like you see like high resolution of like back in the day of like when Star Fox 64 was coming out and Miyamoto's talking about it and he's struggling with getting the new Zelda game ready to go. And it's just like, this is fucking wild, and watching
and
all
then
these
it made
stuff.
And then they got absorbed by G4, right?
Yes.
And they were on that for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tech TV G4. Then they were on that for a little bit, and then went away like everything else. And it's weird watching the stuff because it's hosted by Tommy Tallarico, which any of you guys know who H Bomber Guy is? Mm-hmm. There's a huge 4-hour video of him just breaking down how much of a fraud that guy is. And it's wild because he was like one of the guys that I would watch, him and Victor Lucas talking about these games, and he is front and center of all these these original episodes. And it's wild to see of like how much like he contributes a lot of music to him, but really it was his sub partner that did a lot of it. And it's fucking wild to like have this ultra reactive like nostalgia, but also like, man, that guy was kind of an asshole.
He went on to like the front for like the new version of Parmar.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's running by. We all know this.
They bought something the other day. I can't remember what it was though.
Like talking about Atari, like, oh yeah, they bought something the other day.
I can't remember people here in the United States of America.
We already talked about how Atari's not ours.
When I write my articles and I refer to a company, they say A rather than A. I kind of intentionally, even though I know it's wrong. Please come for me.
Atari did buy a company the other day.
I can't remember what it was.
They bought a glove company. Evercade? Did they buy Evercade?
Something like that. Something like that.
They bought a cartridge games.
Coleco.
Atari kind of flourished a little bit.
That's what it was. They bought ColecoVision.
Did they really?
No. ColecoVision. It was Intellivision.
They bought their rival. They like if Nintendo.
That's what.
50 years in the making. Just Sony bought Xbox. That's what happened.
Which, who knew the Intellivision brand still existed and was for sale? Like,
sure, the IP.
Okay, like how much was that actually purchased for? I'm curious.
Dollars on the cents.
$10,000.
Sure you can find out.
Probably $10. Like I don't know. There's nothing valued to that name other than my dad telling me, "Oh, back when I was a kid, I used to have an Intellivision. I'd play that and blah 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 blah."
I can't tell you a single game that was on those systems or even on the Jaguar or any of those things. Like I can't tell you. Donkey Kong was on that?
Donkey Kong on the.
Because I know it from obviously the Atari.
2600 changed the course of Nintendo's history. They saw like this unlicensed version of their game on someone else's console, and it led them down the path for the NES and stuff. Mm-hmm. So you can thank them for ruining everything.
It's going to be very funny to me. This is kind of a different conversation. This is mainly just for Mike and Max. But when your kids get a little bit older in the coming years, you're gonna start saying, when I was your age, and you're gonna describe certain things because I do that a lot and I don't like it. Like Rhett asks me all the time about certain games. I'm like, well, when I was a kid, we didn't have Switches. We had Game Boy Advance, and I took my Game Boy Advance SP around, and I'd play Pokemon Sapphire. And we couldn't upload them to Pokemon Home because that didn't exist. And we had to trade them one by one through a Poke Cable and blah, 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 blah. And like, I'll catch myself doing these sorts of things.
That's an old man rant right
and
there.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm an old person now. This sucks. What am I doing? It's it's very strange how much I have done that over the past 6 months with various things.
But see, my plan is to introduce Eloise to things in a chronological order. So she will only be able to say back in my.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
You're gonna fail on that.
No,
it's not gonna
I
work.
already have things in place, a strategy performed. It'll be fine.
Well, I'm just gonna buy her a Switch right now and just ruin it. Does she need a Switch right now?
She
She needs to play Animal Crossing with her mom. So
yeah,
I'll get her Switch.
Gold Zelda Switch Lite, please very much.
Do you have
Her
any of the
birthday
classic consoles? You can
is,
show
like, the
her
day
that.
After. See what?
If you have any of the classic consoles, you can just show her those.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with like Pac-Man.
Okay.
I got arcade stick.
Listen, man, that's how I started.
I don't think this is gonna work.
Pac-Man sucks, dude.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta at least jump to Miss Pac-Man.
You gotta go woke with it. You gotta get Miss Pac-Man.
True.
You gotta play Miss Pac-Man, which is the better version of Pac-Man.
It is the better version. It's also the version that Namco doesn't even own all the rights to and just tries to replace. I just read the other day, they don't obviously talk about Miss Pac-Man at all, but now they are trying to like retroactively replace with Miss Pac-Man with like Pac-Mom, a character that Namco does own in its entirety. I was just reading about this. Pac-Mom.
She became a mom.
Pac-Mom is.
Yeah,
Pac-Mom's
no, it's a
fake.
completely different person.
She became a mom in the game. They had the child. Did you not?
That
pay attention
happened
to
in
the story?
Miss Pac-Man. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's canon.
Yeah. Do you not know
Pac-Mom is
Pac-Son?
This is a
Yeah,
different.
Yeah, Pac-Son.
You're
This
trying
is
to
a
skip the
different
cutscenes.
character. I'm trying to tell you, it is not.
I'm gonna
Miss
spit my water out.
It is.
Like,
it's Pac-Mom, and she's like purple, I think.
I don't think.
No, listen, the ghosts are purple.
There's no way.
That doesn't make sense.
Is there
No,
bow
she's
purple?
like a light shade of pink. Like they're replacing assets like in their retro releases of like Pac-Land.
Not my
They got rid of
Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man and put
Yeah.
Pac-Mom there.
That's not my Miss Pac-Man.
No.
Well,
Back
see,
in my
that's,
day,
you know,
in
make
Reagan's day.
Pac-Man- make
Oh.
Pac-Man great again. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus
do
fucking
you
Christ.
do you know what the? Can you name the ghosts of Pac-Man?
All I know is Inky and Blinky.
Ippy, Bippy, Skippy, and Drippy.
I think there's a dot.
Hold on.
Maybe
Pac-Man,
one of them.
ghost
something
names.
like
One of
that.
them
I thought it was
doesn't
like
rhyme.
Mo or something.
I thought it was Mo.
It's
too,
Blinky,
as well, but
Pinky,
Inky,
Inky,
Blinky,
and Clyde.
There.
Clyde.
Clyde?
That's
Yeah,
it.
Clyde's a
Clyde the
weird
ghost.
one.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's
I was like, I know one of them doesn't.
I was thinking Mo though too. Grant.
I was just like,
Mo
basic
and
Three
Clive
Stooges
are
mix.
both. Wait, did you say Clive like Final Fantasy 16 or Clyde
like
Clyde
Clyde.
Drexler?
Bonnie and Clyde.
think it's
It's
Clyde CLYDE.
I actually bought that game the other day.
Good. It's a good game.
I mean, I've played it, but I wanted it for my Final Fantasy
Collection.
shelf right here. I have a row
That's
of
all
like,
Final Fantasy right there? All
No,
the
but I
games?
have a bunch of them, and I was like, oh, I want to put this on the shelf. So I bought it for.
That game is awesome. I love that
I
game.
spent money I shouldn't
Pretty
have, and I collected all the Resident Evil games. So I understand.
Dude, that's
Resident
my
Evil
dream.
games.
Yeah.
Did you get them on
All
GameCube?
mine are, like,
No.
right here. That's all Resident
I got all the
Evil.
remasters. That's all I got right now. I just want to be able to have
Okay.
access to
all my
them.
Atlas games are right there.
My Atlas games are right,
Somewhere.
Your empty shelves.
right there. Those are the Atlas games. There's Persona 4, Golden. There's Catherine. There's Persona 3 Portable.
I've blitzed the league
There's
somewhere around
Persona
here.
5.
That
and
game's
Persona
expensive.
5 Royale.
What's
is
the
right
league?
there.
The second one, if that's the one
Oh,
you're
no.
talking about.
I think I have the first one.
Blitz the League 2 is like $70 or something crazy. Also, what's really funny that I bought last year, I think for like $60, was the 50-cent
Blood on the
on
Sands.
Xbox.
Yep.
Yeah, I bought Blood on the Sand. It was like $60, and I was like, I'm gonna just do it. And since then, it has doubled in price. It's still going for like $100 or $120. And I'm like, I'm glad I bought this when I did. It's like,
Have you played it yet?
no, but I'm going to.
You
Like,
need-
I
remember
absolutely
seeing
will
that
be playing
game
this.
in the
You and
bargain bin.
You and Rhett need to play that together.
You saw it in the bargain bin?
I've
like a long time ago.
Oh, dude, you missed
Yeah,
out. You should
long
have sold that on StockX right now.
Yeah.
Why is that game value? Just because 50
It's
cents?
50
attached
cent,
to it?
man.
Anything licensed is always going to be expensive.
Straight
Like,
up. You're not going to be able to find that later on an HD remaster unless like they really dig that shit out there. But like, yeah, every fucking Marvel thing or anything that I'm like actually have a care for, I'm trying to find now because I can't find anywhere else.
So are you
Anything-
saying that I should have bought 24 the game? back in the
Yes.
day?
Yes.
How much?
Well, they're
is
making a
the-
movie. Did you see that?
24?
Yeah, they just announced that today. Literally today.
Another 24.
That's awesome.
movie?
Let me
'Cause
look it up.
They
made
said they're
them in the
making a
past.
24 movie.
Is it called 48?
With
Or
Kiefer?
what?
I don't know if Kiefer's in it. I think maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm
Film
not
and early
I mean,
development.
they've done.
What they've had other people be the star of 24. Just have them all come together in a final movie and fucking kill off Keither, you know?
Well, that's kind of what that.
I'm getting this mixed up. Wait, which one is this one? Is this the one? No, that's the other one. I'm thinking of the one where he's the TV show where everybody gets blown up at the State of the Union and he's the only person left.
Oh, where he's the president?
He's like
and he's the president.
Head of agriculture or something.
Yes, and all of a sudden he runs the country because somebody decides
Last Man Standing or
no, that's a Tim Allen sitcom.
Lone Survivor. That's what that
Designated Survivor is.
Designated Survivor.
There you go.
One day I'll get it. And then he was just in a Paramount show a year or two ago, Rabbit Hole.
Oh, yes.
Snake, Venom Snake. Who could forget that?
Paramount shows. Halo, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Now you can't ask for your login.
What? I do have the login to watch the Halo. Did you watch that?
I watched both seasons of the Halo show.
Oh, man. Was the second season better?
Wait, season 2 came out? I thought season 2 wasn't even
No, it came out.
No, it came out. Like
the Fall of Rage was like one episode. And that was it.
Well,
doesn't the season 2 like finally end and it's like finally we will now go to Halo?
They're in Halo at literally the
they end it.
All right, spoilers for the show that nobody gives a shit about. You literally
Spoilers
the monitor
for a
shows up.
Television show.
Guilty Spark shows up and is like, "All right, come into this room," and it's one of those like buildings you go in Halo 1 where you like go the same hallway like 6 times. It's one of those buildings. So yeah,
It's not the library.
it ends with them on this fucking Halo.
And that's where it will end forever.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just like Pushing Daisies.
Oh man, that was a good show though.
R.I.P.
Fucking hell. Love Pushing Daisies.
There's been like a lot of shows canceled lately that people are like really upset about, and Halo's one of the only ones that I saw get canceled. Everybody's like, "Yay, good, huzzah!"
Microsoft can't afford it.
yeah.
They gotta sell you $25 Overwatch skins to make up for their
Cowboy
$70
Bebop
billion
and Transformers.
loss.
That show was like so. I feel like that show was already dead after season 2, like regardless. And then at my company where I work, Paramount, there's been all sorts of crazy things going on, and like within the past 6 weeks or so, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna cut like I think they said like $500 million before the end of the year," and they said that most of that was gonna come from the streaming budget. And I'm like, "Oh, well, what's the most expensive thing that they own on the streaming budget? How about this expensive 9-figure Halo show that they've been making?"
See,
I'm sure that.
Goodbye.
The Paramount Plus like original that's like new at all.
Survivor,
The Challenge,
Yeah, but the new season of Survivor was not good. It was
Jersey Shore show.
pretty bad.
Isn't there gonna be a new
They had a
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they had the Ninja Turtles movie. That was really
Yeah.
good.
It's
Transformers movie?
basically Paramount Plus is like 8 Star Trek shows and Young Sheldon, and that's it.
But that just
ended too.
Well, get ready for Younger Sheldon,
Oh
the
boy.
spin-off of the spin-off. And there's also the Frasier revival. So there's
Of course.
that too.
They did have a Paranormal Activity movie, new Paranormal Activity movie when
they did,
Paramount
and then
Plus.
iCarly came back.
Came back and
They had
canceled.
Zoe 102, I think.
Did they
Two
cancel
seasons,
that?
right?
Yeah.
They canceled iCarly?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
That's weird. I thought that was doing well. I guess not.
Aren't they? Now this could have been canceled, but weren't they gonna do a Zoe 101 movie?
They did.
They did it already.
Yeah,
Or
it
they
did.
Out.
Yeah,
it's
it's out.
out. Yeah.
That's it though. That's all you'll get.
Yeah.
I don't think that got
That's all
any
I
sort
need.
of like hype around it because it was I think that came out in the midst of all the like Britney drama stuff, and everybody's like, her
Oh.
sister doesn't support her, is mean to her, no one supports this movie, and so like it just kind of
They just fell on the wayside.
I don't care. When well, this may not happen because they said some pretty bad things. But where's the Ned's Declassified movie?
Oh, I mean,
nowhere.
Or the Coconut Head spinoff.
Yeah.
That's what
Dude,
they
they have a podcast obviously that's going on, but they said some pretty terrible stuff about
the Nickelodeon
the documentary about that guy.
Yeah.
Who's,
I
what's
saw
his
that.
name?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad times.
Who was
Remember
that?
when
One of-
Drake Bell went missing in Central Florida for like 24 hours? Remember that?
Yeah.
Sort of.
It was like, maybe I'll find him. It's like, oh, it's not good.
It took me a second to think of who he was. 'Cause I was like, Drake.
Not that Drake. That guy got
Not
killed by
that
Kendrick
Drake,
Lamar.
Other Drake. Yeah.
Yeah, Drake Bell,
Yeah.
the other musician named Drake.
Just hanging out with Eminem.
Who I think I've heard more of Drake Bell's music than Drake's music. What is Drake? Is Drake's real name Drake?
No, it's Audrey Graham.
Is you sure it's not Degrassi? Drake Degrassi?
Sadly, no.
Drake Degrassi.
No, but I'm pretty sure
I think
Drake. No, what was his name? Who shot him in that show?
Oh, I'm so confused. I thought you were asking is Drake Bell's real name Drake, and I was like, yeah. And then I
No,
realized at some
the
point we started
musician.
talking about another
Drake from Degrassi.
No,
Degrassi.
Meet the Grahams.
Yeah, Meet the Grahams.
You know?
Come on. His name's Aubrey, actually.
I have heard none of this music.
Yeah, you
I
have.
know nothing
You
about the
have.
beat.
You've heard
That's-
God's Plan.
You've heard one song.
You've
from the
watched
beat
an
because I
Assassin's
played
Creed
it
Black
over and
Flag
over.
trailer. You definitely heard fucking Drake at some point.
No. I'm talking about this specific beef ongoing.
Oh, you don't know anything about the beef?
Oh,
No, I just know that like Kendrick has an album. One of the songs is a picture of like Drake's dad's suitcase, which feels unbelievably creepy.
No.
To like have a picture of someone's suitcase as the song cover to your song, which is dissing that man. I don't know. That feels.
I don't know where to
stalkerish.
start, guys.
But I do. Yes, Grant. There's that one line that you played. That was like, oh, that is pretty. It's
pretty clever.
Pretty. I don't
Was
know.
it the A minor one?
What the
Something
the
about
A
being-
minor?
Yeah, it was the A minor one.
Yeah,
yes.
something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I have no idea about the beef. The only thing from Drake that I actually know and like is a mix off YouTube, which just mixes.
I knew
Hotline
you were gonna
with
say this.
The Wii song, the Wii Shop song. That's good music.
I could have finished that sentence before you ever said it. As soon as you
Yeah,
said
'cause
the
it's
only thing I like from
Drake
Drake, I
know
was
or
like, I
care
know what
about.
he's gonna say.
That's the only thing. So
You know what? I think you're better off not knowing. Personally, like I
think
was
so,
too
too.
involved when it was happening.
What is? I've heard you guys made me listen to a Kendrick album,
Yeah.
and I watched
Butterfly?
Black
Was it Pimp the
Panther,
Butterfly?
Was it the Pimp a
so-
Butterfly? It had to have been the Pimp a Butterfly. I don't think there's
That
any
guy
other
was the
one.
one.
No, I don't think it
Or
was.
Damn.
Actually,
It'd be one of those two.
Yeah. Maybe
It was
damn.
Good Kid, Mad City.
Was it?
it's
Maybe.
it's the one with the van. I think.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
Good
it's
Kid,
Good
Mad
Kid.
City.
Okay.
We
I
should
think
have
we
had
just
you
told
listen
him
to
to.
Damn.
I think we just told him to start there because it was the most like.
It was like commercial heavy.
radio.
No, kind of. It's more palatable than To Pimp a Butterfly, but also it's
Might be less
more-
palatable than Damn though.
yeah. But Damn, I also don't feel like is fully reflective of what he does in the same way across Good Kid and To Pimp a Butterfly.
What
I
is
think that
that
was why we
album?
landed.
Hopefully
on
you
Good Kid.
do the extra credit and you listen to the Black Panther soundtrack just because.
That is a good soundtrack.
Good soundtrack.
Yeah, let's bring back this. Let's bring
I
back
mean, I watched
forcing
the
Max to
movie.
listen to music.
Yeah.
No, let's not. I don't have time for that anymore.
I need your
Do you
your
want
rush
to know
opinion.
what I've been listening
had
to?
Yeah,
Look
sure.
at you just played. We just played Concord for like an hour. You could have
Hey,
listened to
you
an
got
album.
You got time.
No, I don't have time. Do you want to know what I've been listening to? When I get my music replay or Wrapped or whatever Apple calls it, this is what the top song is going to be. You ready for this?
Bluey.
I gotta
Animal
find it.
Crossing.
Animal
No.
Crossing.
It will be Animal
No, no,
Crossing.
no, no,
Do you
no.
still listen to that every night
Gustavo
before you go to bed?
Santaella.
I haven't
Before he
listened
goes to
Animal
bed, I
Crossing-
thought that was-
I haven't listened to Animal Crossing before bed for a couple of years now. My phone's not even in my room now.
Well,
Whoa.
All right, you ready? Here's the top songs I'm gonna have in my playlist this year: "Wheels on
cake.
the Bus," "Freeze Dance,"
Okay. Okay.
"Milky Way Shuffle,"
We live there. Okay.
"Over the Deep Blue Sea," "Baby Shark" will be in there.
Do to do.
"Rubble and Crew" theme song These are the songs that I listen to on a regular basis.
What about Coco Melon?
Bubble. I do have Three Little Pigs from Coco Melon. Horrifically violent, surprisingly. They like roast this wolf in a chimney. It's pretty scary.
That's like in the old story.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're going to the moon. There is one song I skip every time, and it's "I'm Little Teapot" featuring Snoop Dogg.
That sounds.
There's no way. That's not real.
100%. "I'm a Little Teapot" featuring Snoop Dogg. It's basically like club trap music for babies. It's like "I'm a little teapot," and it's basically like telling them to drop it low. I skip that every time.
Oh, that's man.
There's no way.
Now, some good songs we do have in the playlist. "Call Me, Beat Me," the Kim Possible theme song. Always likes that, so that makes my day. "The Goldfish" by the Laura Berkner Band. That's pretty good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is what I listen to.
No, I'm looking up some of these. Dude, this is wild. Anytime I go onto kids' YouTube, I am baffled.
No, don't go into kids' YouTube.
I am
Scary
baffled.
place.
I just pulled up this song that these
Which one?
that
The
these
trap?
kids no. That there are certain songs that Arden and Rhett will sing every now and then, or like they'll bring up, or Danielle will bring it up, and I'm like, what are you singing? Like, I'm exposed to like a whole new I don't know. I think Coco Melon must have ushered in like a new era of children's music or something like that. And there's some of these are so weird. One of them's like, and this is the weird one. This is the craziest one. It's something about telling lies, no pawpaw, or something like that. It's Johnny,
that one, no.
Johnny, yes, pawpaw. Did you eat your candy? No, pawpaw, or something like that.
I saw that. No.
I looked this up. 7 billion views on
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah,
I think
so-
Baby Shark is one of the most viewed videos of all time.
Like this
Like,
is
never underestimate children.
Danielle said that when her son was a kid, the only thing that could get him to like shut up in the morning so that she could like get ready for work or whatever was if she just put this on. He'd just stare at it for an hour and just watch the same thing over and over. And I assume that's the way it is for a lot of these other parents. that
So-
put
For
this
me, that
stuff
was
on.
Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I would just watch that performance, and that would be done for.
It's a good movie. I watched
This
it
"I'm a Little
couple months
Teapot" song is pretty mad. There's not even Snoop Dogg in it. I don't hear his voice. It's actually
He's in it.
underwhelming.
He's in it for sure.
Oh,
Yeah, I see his.
So there were 3 Kendrick albums. I found them. I
yes.
found the app. Good Kid, Mad City, Deluxe. But I don't. You also had me recommended To Pimp a Butterfly and Black Panther, but I don't think I listened to those.
I think you like Black Panther.
I could.
Black
I could
Panther, I think you
probably
would like.
find notes, maybe.
Fair.
Black Panther. would
Because
be
I
the
remember
one.
hating. Who's that guy you like, Grant?
I'm not even gonna say it. You gotta look that name up yourself.
Cherry Bomb Boy.
Persona.
Tyler, the Creator.
Tyler the Creator.
figured that's what you were
remember,
gonna say.
I remember my scathing review for him, which was basically he sounds.
You
like a
don't love
rapper who
Goblin?
paid streaming farms to
don't-
play his music.
Doesn't like what?
Don't let him listen to Goblin.
Listen to Goblin.
I'm just mad that I never got a chance to introduce Ghost to you. I think I brought that up that when we cut the show, and I was like, I got into Ghost where I'm like, Max would love Ghost. It's just Bon Jovi, but a little spooky, and that's it.
I don't think he would like it. They get
Go with the word ghost. Let's see. So from all of the albums, played. Oh, there's not even a Kendrick album in here. All right. So from all the albums you recommended, we may never even did Kendrick. I don't know. Out of all the albums recommended, I think there's only one I still listen to. The Incredible True Story, I think, is it.
Dang, still no.
I
Steve
do listen to The
Aoki.
Killers. I just don't listen to Sam's Town all the time.
Sam sounds a great album.
No, Sam's Town is great, but I listen to what is the album called?
Shadow
I can see the
Play.
album art now.
by the Killers. Great
The
cover.
one with Mr. Brightside on it.
Hot Fuzz?
No, Imploding the Mirage.
I'm a human.
The new one was pretty good. New.
The new one, yeah.
Relative terms.
No. Yeah, the only one I still listen to is The Incredible True Story. So good job, everyone. You recommended music, only one album stuck.
Well.
You're just not a music
I wish
guy.
I could find my notes, because I have scathing reviews.
I think you were on your phone.
Yeah.
Well, I told you.
I just looked in my notes. I can't find... okay, Tyler, the Creator. Maybe.
I think you had a notebook, Max.
Yeah.
Damn, maybe you did
I told you
IRL.
that- I told you that I'm going to go see one of the musicians you recommended, right?
You did.
Casey
You never answered, though. You said My
Yeah,
Girl,
good.
which is like
I
a short list of
I sent a gif of Casey Musgraves dancing around.
Very cool.
That's her.
I didn't know that was her. Casey Musgraves was great.
Yeah,
Her new album, I like it.
You know what, Max?
We're better
Actually,
than the
good
last
question.
one.
I got to know this. Do you know who Chapel Roan is?
Max, you don't know Chapel Roan? Chapel Roan's pretty good. Like
Pretty
HTO, or HOTTOGO.
Yeah.
Phenomenon. That is like my favorite
It's a good
song
song.
because she rhymes Papa John with that
She
word.
does rhyme
I'm like,
Papa John with
amazing.
that
Papa John.
Yeah.
Hot like Papa John.
Yeah.
It's a feminine nomenon.
Oh, found my notes.
Hey, there we go.
Music notes.
Grant liking Chapel Roan is not shocking to me because she's
I-
basically Zoomer Lady Gaga. That's
Hey,
like
I
the
have
most
a deep
basic way I could
love
think to describe her.
for Lady Gaga, but Chapel Roan I only like feminine nom. I think she's okay at best, but feminine nom. I remember just Third Eye opening, listening to it like last year in Indiana with one of my friends. I was like, this girl just rhymed Papa John with feminine nom. I was like, this may be the greatest line I've heard in my life. And I just sort of sat there for the next week. I was like, how did she do it? I didn't know.
So
What alchemy?
my notes have revealed
Okay.
that I definitely did not listen to either Kendrick album. We did not
Okay.
get that far. So that was where we stopped.
Did you
So
ever
no
end
Kendrick
up
in my
listening
life.
to a Rush album?
You recommended Rush.
It was like the last thing, and then we never did it again.
Yeah, we never did it. But who recommended Tyler, the Creator?
That was definitely.
That was great.
What? Is that even a question?
It was Logan.
Oh.
Yeah, it was me. It was before
Logan
Grant became.
recommended
Oh.
Flower Boy.
Flower Boy.
It
Ah.
was before Grant became a Tyler Psycho, I think.
No, I was a Tyler Psycho a little bit before, and then like I didn't like his new stuff for a good period, and I was like, you know what? I'm growing around to it. Igor's pretty good. Everything else is still sort of man to me.
Yeah, no, but this is what I wrote. I said he seems like someone who paid a Spotify farm to play his music and make it popular. That's what I wrote about Tyler, the Creator. That's
Oof.
like that
Okay.
is stuck with me forever. That's what I think of him.
So Logan gave you the worst music. That-
And the best.
But I also gave him the
The
number
best.
one that he liked the most.
The Incredible True Story, because that was the one I only listened to it that week. I tried to do the other homework and was like, nah, I just would rather listen to the Incredible True Story, fam.
That's right.
Now I would just listen to it.
I feel like Max
That
would
album's
like
okay.
this. I haven't even listened to it very much.
He's got a new
But
album coming out. Good old Logic.
He's got a new
He-
album coming out
It
once
gets
a year.
boring to me
Well,
personally.
yeah, he's always working.
His older albums were good when he was hungry. Now I just feel like he just throws raps out there because he can.
Well, that's what all
Almost.
rappers are good when they're hungry.
hmm I feel like Max would like this new album that everybody's been raving about. The what's the name?
Eminem.
No,
I do want to listen to that. The
Pop
Death of Slim
Lady,
Shady. I do
Charlie
wanna listen to
XCX.
Oh, Brat.
that. I listened
Yeah,
That album-
to-
I feel like Max. I feel like Max would like that.
That album's good.
I've
I
listened to
listened
like
to the
I've
one
listened
that
to like
had
a little
Lord.
bit of it.
I listened
Oh,
to
the
the
one
one
that had
song that had Lord on it
Yeah.
because I love Lord and very excited for whatever new album she puts out.
Did,
Hopefully,
did
it's
you buy
better than-
Lord's last album?
I haven't bought an album in a long time.
I was just wondering because if you owned it, it'd be hilarious. Because if you remember, Lord's last album just has like her ass just
Yeah,
on
her
the
Oh
cover.
yeah, no. I know what the album is. Yes. I
he
just don't think
knows.
that album is good. She's just breezing on a beach somewhere.
Oh,
That was what
man.
that movie was. But melodrama and pure heroin are right up my alley. So I'm hoping this fourth album is similar. How do you see play count? I just want to see my play history of this album.
I looked at my 24 my replay or whatever for iTunes or whatever, Apple Music.
How do I find it?
And
Doesn't the second Joker movie come out this year still?
It does.
Yeah.
The
Lady
musical.
Gaga just reopened. I was like, oh yeah, that masterpiece is coming out.
Yeah.
I forgot.
We Live in a Society Part 2.
Exactly, the musical.
I can't wait. Should be
I
good.
guess last month I listened to a lot of Rage Against the Machine.
No in between.
I've listened to the Incredible True Story at least, I guess, 30.
You know, I got
40
really
times
deep into
apparently.
Jeff Buckley because of this podcast.
May I got really into Bruce Springsteen. That was the weird one this year.
I don't think I could ever do that in my life.
Oh, Mike
just saying,
showed me Mr. Bungle.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh,
That's the good shit. I think Born to Run's like one of the best albums like ever made now. I've been listening to that album a lot.
Born to Run.
It's so good.
I just don't.
And then I listened to The Edge
Who's
of
this
Darkness, I
motorcycle lady?
think, and that one's all right. And then I listened to The River, and that one's interesting. But those are the only albums I've listened to.
What's the one that's got the Tom Hanks song on it?
Tom Hanks?
Toy Story?
Is it Philadelphia? Did he do that song?
I think so. I think that's a later. Is that? I don't know if
That'd
that's
been
like
the
on
90s.
Nebraska or something like. Was it acoustic?
I can't remember.
I don't really know much of Bruce Springsteen after The River. I think I only listened to the first album up until The River.
Well, getting ready for his movie. He's going to have a movie
Anyway.
coming out.
Born to Run, Logan. You should listen to it. It's pretty good. Give it a chance. It's got some of the best saxophone playing ever.
I just.
I get it.
I mean, I know he's like
I get it.
adored. Of all the classic rock people, he's just never jived with myself or my family. I don't even think he's that bad. He's very charismatic. He's a good front man. It's not
I'm
bad,
with you.
but-
I wasn't like ever a Bruce Springsteen fan, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna listen to Born to Run. Like I don't know why randomly. I'm like, I want to listen to
Thunder Road is on that.
it. Yeah, Thunder Road, Born to Run, Jungle
Let's-
Land
Bruce
are all like probably the big ones. I would say listen to it. It's pretty good. It's short.
You've probably seen Bruce Springsteen, Max, because he did a
that
Super
dog
Bowl
movie?
halftime show.
That's true. Also,
He
his
did a Super
guitar
Bowl
is
halftime
in
show.
The
that dog
Sopranos.
movie?
He did a Super Bowl halftime show too for, I believe, the Super Bowl that the Colts lost against the Saints.
A good Super Bowl.
Pretty sure.
But what is that dog movie?
Dog
I don't know
movie.
what dog movie you're The Shaggy Dog starring Tim Allen.
Disney dog
Bolt.
movies. It's a Disney movie.
John Travolta?
Why don't you add Bruce Springsteen to there?
That could help. I swear. No, that didn't come up.
That he would be in it, or is the songs in it?
I don't think
No,
Bruce
there's- it's a-
Springsteen's ever really made the jump to the big screen that I can remember.
There's a
It's
dog scene
animated.
from The Place Beyond the Pines. Is that it? No, this is not it. Something
Not
I
all
think
dogs
you're
go to
thinking of
heaven.
somebody else,
Oh,
Max.
maybe it's one of those that you think it's a Disney movie, but it's not.
I just typed in Bruce Springsteen dog movie and there were 0 results. So
It's like the dog wears a bandana.
Okay.
And it's like a street dog.
oh no, Grant.
I typed in dog with a, and it's dog with a blog.
What is it?
Let me ask you, Michael, in the interim while
It's
Max
gonna bug me
searches for this.
now.
How do you feel about the song Squeeze Me Macaroni?
That's a very good song.
Do you like
I
that
loved
song?
it. That song's amazing.
That was my first
It sounds like just Red Hot Chili Peppers on cocaine. But I mean, Red Hot Chili Peppers are probably on cocaine. But you know what I mean.
there's been a lot of people
was gonna
making fun of
say,
the Red Hot
pretty sure
Chili
they're-
Peppers lately. This has become
Didn't
a
they
thing
have a
with
new
the
album
Zoomers.
come out?
Mr. Bungle's crazy because all their albums sound like vastly different. The newest one's like a thrash metal album. It has like Scott Ian and like a bunch of metal like musicians, and then Mike Patton, who's from Faith No More, fronts it. He fronts all of it, all the projects. But then I forgot the one after. I think it's the third album, or second album from Mr. Bungle. It's just super weird.
Oh, this is gonna absolutely irritate me.
I was supposed. I've supposed.
Max, I'm
I
gonna
had-
tell you right now, there's no Bruce Springsteen dog
But
movie
it,
out
okay,
there.
you're,
Is it
it's
animated?
probably- it's
Can we
not
start
Bruce
there?
Springsteen, but it is a classic. It's a classic rock musician who wrote all the music and I think was the voice of the lead dog, and it's like plastered all over the box because this person was famous. It could be Eric Clapton. I don't know, Eric Clapton or the Beatle that is not a Beatle.
Evening.
Elton John, my favorite Beatle.
Is it called Rock Dog?
No.
'Cause I just looked up Rock Dog, and that popped up.
Oliver. Oh, is it Oliver something? Dog movie. It's Oliver and Company.
What?
Yeah. That's
Billy Joel. It's Billy Joel.
That movie is about a cat, not a dog. So you had us way off.
The dog is Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the cat is named Oliver. I'm pretty sure.
But the point is, the dog is a famous rock musician, which was and Billy Joel wrote the music for the movie.
Yes.
Now I understand what you said. It's like
Not
a Disney movie, but isn't. But it
Springsteen.
is a Disney movie.
It is a Disney movie.
Yeah.
The dog wears a bandana.
Yeah.
And is voiced by a classic rock musician.
There you go. Okay, we did it. I'm glad we got there. It took a while.
Hold on a second.
I can continue the show.
In the middle of that whole thing, I think I accidentally pressed this Johnny thing, and it was blasting in my ears. I'm like, what is going on? This Johnny.
Yes, Papa.
Know. Yes, Papa.
Oh my God.
What in the world? It was so.
You should go listen to the cat one. One time I turned into the Joker, and I was laughing so hard at the Three Little Kittens one. Because it's probably one of the stupidest nursery rhyme songs I've ever heard. It's just 3 little kittens have lost their kitten mittens and now they can have no pie. And that's like the whole song. They can't eat pie because they lost their mittens and their mom is mad. And that's it. 7 billion views.
Don't underestimate these tablet kids, man. It's sad.
I almost bought an iPad the other day. I've been telling you guys about this.
But that was going to be for you, not the children.
But Danielle's number one fear is that the kids would try to swipe it and would become iPad kids. And I'm like, no.
So you put a lock on it.
You put a lock on it.
We're not having no iPad kids in this home.
Thank you.
Yeah. Only Switch it and PS Portal kids allowed.
Yeah, exactly.
We have an old phone that we let them watch like movies on and stuff sometimes. If like one of us is watching something but they don't want to watch it, and sometimes I feel like they're a little too addicted to that as it is, so we can't go down the iPad route. iPad route is a dark route, but also
my child's too, well, not necessarily too young, but like she'll see like a phone on the ground because she sees us like using it, and she'll like kind of gravitate towards it, and we always just take it away. But that is definitely a fear. I don't want that at all.
Her to
just here's a question though for Max. Back to what we were talking about earlier. How are you gonna inundate Eloise from all sorts of other games and technology and the digital age we're in and make her go back to this analog joystick Pac-Man era? Because I think it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna.
I don't think it's that hard. I've read about it. One specific example from Andy Bow. It was like the kid was 5, and you just plop it. He bought like one of those plug and play TV things. Just give him the joystick and let him play.
What if they go to somebody's house, and then they play like, I don't know, an Xbox there to play the Bluey video game or something?
Sure, it's Gears of War co-op.
Or Gears of War. I can't control that, and I'm not trying to. But I think just being intentional about introducing through the thing, like she'll see stuff. Kids see and play and experience things all the time. I'm not trying to like hide the world of video games from her, but I think just going through in chronological order, like she already gravitates towards controllers and buttons and sees things lights up and all that stuff. Like, I don't think it'll be hard when they're 5 to just put something they've never seen before in their life. They don't understand.
Yeah.
And just go from there.
It's fair.
Start the arcade, just start playing, just work things up.
I mean,
and what did she have access to 90% of the time? Like at that age, it's going to be whatever's at home. She's not at school hanging out with friends at 4 or 5 years old. She's at home or going
She's not going to go to school?
daycare.
Or I guess
You're not putting your kid in school?
Exactly. She's just gonna live here on the compound. No, but at that age, like kindergarten isn't till 6, first grade or something like that. So she will be home in some capacity. And if that's all the options are, then that's all the options are. She's not gonna understand that.
Yeah.
Her dad's out here playing Concord. A real video game.
I would hope you're not playing that game 5 years from now.
Speaking of, guys,
Concord,
let's talk about a game called Concord.
Oh,
Might be a pretty good game, guys.
Oh my gosh, it's pretty good.
Am I going
Let's
to
squad up, boys?
Maybe.
I would
All
not
I'm saying
pre-order
is
it.
there's this rocket jumping lady, and she has a triple jump and a hover, and it's pretty amazing.
Mike, that game will be on PS Plus in 6 months.
But here's the thing. I don't have PS Plus.
Neither do I.
But you're gonna need it to play that though,
No,
right?
I'm playing on PC.
No, it requires it though.
That's a good point.
What's that?
When I looked at Steam earlier, when it was not in this open period, I guess, it required on Steam that it said like it's PlayStation Plus is required to play it.
Really?
That's right, because you do have to tether your PSN account. So would it then?
So wait, could I have been playing this on my PlayStation 5 right now?
Only if you have PlayStation Plus.
I think.
I can
Well, no, that was in the.
That's a good question because it's an open beta.
Okay, that's possible too. If I could jump on it, then I'll do that too.
I'm just saying.
Questions are being asked, and I will find answers when I go down to my PlayStation.
All I'm saying is games
and play my Portal. I have the Portal thing.
All I'm saying. Is it?
Yeah, me too.
Portal. You'd be
I love
introducing
it.
so much latency.
No, I play fucking Fortnite on it, and it's awesome.
Oh no!
It rules.
No.
I got a picture out with it. It was sick.
All I'm saying is, guys,
Playing Resident Evil on it.
game. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
I'm gonna drop an image in the chat for everybody here real quick.
Oh no!
This is amazing.
Oh yeah, I saw that earlier.
What the?
Oh jeez. Yeah, I saw the video.
Yeah.
Oh no!
What do you mean? Oh no! Of course he was gonna be there. Apparently,
What
Dana
you gonna
White
do,
introduced
brother?
him.
Here,
Introduced Trump.
I'm gonna put that on the.
It's like fight night at the RNC tonight.
Jesus
Look at
Christ.
Look what the Iron Sheik.
The Iron Sheik just tweeted.
There's no
Isn't he
way.
dead? That's a serious question. Isn't the Iron Sheik dead?
I think maybe I can't remember.
I thought he was.
Is he
I'm
dead?
pretty sure he is, yes.
Pretty sure the Iron Sheik is dead.
He
Max
came
knows
back
more
from
about
the
wrestling than me.
Yeah.
Well, I
he
remember
did
you
die.
guys
He
being
died
very
last year.
sad about it.
He died last year.
So that tweet is like, that means
There we go.
nothing.
Oh no, it means everything. I don't think he came back from the dead.
He came back from dead just to shit Hulk Hogan, which makes sense.
I don't
Yeah,
think
maybe
he was ever running that account in the first place, though. Is the thing. It's always
Sure, but
his
I
brand.
just, to me now that if someone's dead, it's like no.
No. He even from the grave, he has to have Hulk Hogan be his mortal enemy. I appreciate that actually.
Yeah, I do
So.
appreciate it too.
It's like how
I'll
Bray
say it
Wyatt
was
is still
pretty good.
around in some capacity.
Maybe we
Say
all
what
buy
you
Concord.
say what you want about Hulk Hogan, but
I know nothing about him except he sued Gawker and won.
he's probably one of the better posters in the history of Twitter. He's up there. Like, he's up there. Remember when he said, "Hey, Bam, sorry you're dead. Rest in peace," or whatever. Miss you, brother.
Yeah, he's like, I'm alive.
Oh,
That was pretty good.
And then there's the one. There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good old Hulk Hogan tweets, and he always signs them off as HH, so you know that it came directly from Hulk Hogan himself.
True.
It's not anybody else using his account. It's Hulk Hogan. HH.
Tony Hawk's is pretty good. He had a stretch, I feel like.
oh, when oh my God, what was it? What was that thing where it was like, when I see Tony Hawk, I hate that guy, and Tony Hawk's like, sorry, man. I'm trying to remember what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hulk Hogan sued Gawker and won like $130 million.
Do you know why he sued Gawker?
Because they posted like his sex tape.
Yeah, because he ate too much fish that day.
I guess, but he put Gawker into bankruptcy.
He did.
So I applaud Hulk Hogan.
I did.
That was a weird situation.
Yeah.
Gawker bad. Gawker so bad.
Gawker very bad.
Do you see Kotaku Australia shut down?
Yeah.
Like, it's finally all crumbling.
The whole landscape is crumbling.
Yeah, but specifically that is crumbling, which I feel feels good.
Okay, I need to get rid of my Twitter. This is stupid. I hate this website.
You should.
Yes.
I just look
You're
at it. I'm like, I don't follow any of these things. Why is it showing up?
You got to make sure you're under the following.
Yeah, you're on the For You
now.
page, or you're on the following.
You're on the For You,
Yeah,
where the
For You
algorithm serves it up.
I'm like, what are we doing?
You can't get rid of your account. You need to, keep doing the
Keep
D's
the
nuts
account.
tweets.
Yeah.
You
I don't do.
You gotta
D's
keep the
nuts
pot
anymore.
pie tweets.
The D's nuts are gone. It's done. It was a good run.
Well.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of it. We're gonna get rid of it soon.
All right. Rest in peace.
Just have Instagram. Instagram's good.
You should just not use it. Like, I don't use mine. I
But
keep
it's
the accounts
there.
around.
It's just there.
Yeah, I gotta be there to fix pot pie tweets, apparently. So
I got rid of it for like a month, and then I brought it back to life.
All you had to do was repost all the pot pies, and now they're fixed, Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't
Who
get these
would've thought?
notifications.
Who would have thought?
And I uploaded those videos fine the first time, and they all worked. It's not my fault. Twitter's dumb.
It's the
Just need to post the whole episode next time. Just to really throw people in for a loop.
Yeah, you should start doing some weird shit with it.
Yeah, you need to add like a
I
little
mean, I had
Easter egg
to
with each
break.
one.
I had to break the cardinal rule last week. I was so sick of it. Just
Oh, you spoke.
Tweet something besides pot pie.
You did it
I
on
stayed
brand,
in character.
Yeah.
Hmm?
which the people appreciated, for sure.
Yeah, but the people aren't entitled to what I do in my spare time. It takes actually quite a bit of time to schedule all those out because I
don't know
I can't
that
remember to do it every Thursday.
A
at
young
5.
father is running this account.
Yeah.
I think it's probably
Yeah, they're
some-
like tweeting
Like-
at me at the Max account, like, "Dude, you gotta fix it." I'm like,
that should make you feel good though. That
last
you
time did you see this account tweet? When was the last time? Do you think this guy's active on here?
that should make you feel good though because
Tweet
You've
the pot
created
pie,
something-
Fix the pot pie, or
you've
I'm
created something
blocking
that the
you.
masses love. This will be your legacy.
Yeah,
It-
this
it
will be
won't
on
be-
your
What is a
tombstone.
legacy?
It won't be on the. It will be on your tombstone. Beloved son, father, husband. Also created
pie
Pot Pie
lover.
Thursday.
It's
This will be your
what-
chalk on
it's
rain.
Like it's what is a legacy?
You know, it's your Gundam style. It's your chocolate rain.
Mm-hmm.
Live it, love it.
I mean, whatever. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers, which will be by far the most popular thing I've ever done on the internet. I mean, honestly, the only thing that has had more views in my life would be any guide I wrote for IGN, but that's just because it's IGN.
Yeah.
It's not because I did anything. This will be by far the most popular thing I've ever done online. Well, I guess there are episodes of the Fast and Furious podcast, Logan, that have absurd tens of thousands of views because people from Russia and South America thought they were pirating the
I was
film
gonna say,
on
what
YouTube.
is the the interaction time on those? 0.5 seconds until they realize
it's not
what it
very
is.
long. So let's go to analytics.
God.
It's probably
How do
just
I-
they click it, realize it's not the full movie, and then they're out.
Yeah, it's not very long. I think Furious 7 is the longest,
Here.
highest number.
While you're finding that out, I do want to ask Logan some questions because he's also a fellow DC person, and I don't think I've gotten his thoughts on the Superman leaks / photos. What are your thoughts? what have you been seeing?
I don't like the costume.
Still, even after
I think it'll look better on camera, but something about it looks wrong. I think it's
Superman's
so
costume
like layered.
okay,
Like there's different you know what I'm talking
I
about?
know what
Like
you
it
mean.
doesn't look like it's just spandex that he's wearing. It's like bulky in some areas
Yeah.
and it looks awkward on him. I think it'll look fine on screen. I'm really not that worried about it. It's just one of those things that's like, I don't like, it shouldn't be hard to screw up, you know? And I don't think they have screwed it up necessarily. But it should just be simple. Like, it's kind of like, I think about the Amazing Spider-Man movies where in the first movie, they're like, what if we, you know, put a whole different spin on the suit and try to do all these crazy things? And people are like, this is ugly. This sucks.
Yeah. Why does he look like a basketball?
Yeah. And then in the second movie, they just made the most like straightforward, basic, true to comic Spider-Man suit ever. And that's the one that everybody's like, oh my gosh, this is the best one they've ever done. Yeah. It's like, just do that. Like, why can you not just put Superman in a basic, normal looking Superman costume? So that's my rant about that. Otherwise, I trust James Gunn implicitly. I think it'll be an awesome movie. I'm curious what the story is, though. Like, some of the characters they've got in it, I'm like, what are they gonna be doing?
I have a vague idea from all the leak stuff, but like, I don't know what is true, what is not. But
isn't the whole thing like they're being hired by the one company or something?
By Maxwell Lord.
Yeah. Maxwell Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max Lord is in it, and it's got like Metamorpho. Mr. Terrific is in it.
Yes.
Guy Gardner's in it.
And I've seen
Hawk Girl
what he looked like.
it?
Yeah, Hawk Girl.
In it.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of like other.
They're the GSA from what I understand, because the logo has the JS and the A in there. It's just like they're like more corporate. Like, this is what corporate superheroes, and Superman's supposed to be like on the outside of that. So I wonder what the messaging they're gonna do. It is interesting. They're like, we're rebooting, but we have all these characters, and I hope that they find a way to make that all work. But you know,
yeah, I think they can.
Do you think this is Guy Gardner pre or post Lantern?
Well, he's rocking the lantern stuff. So
is he?
Yeah,
I didn't really see the
costume. He has like a bowl cut.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. It's also like Nathan Fillion, and I'm like, I love Nathan Fillion, but whenever like James Gunn uses Nathan Fillion, it's always in the redactive way. But yeah,
the thing that worries me, especially coming off of what they just did last time around with everything, is that in our entire lives, I don't think this has been the case. I just want them to make a good Superman movie, period. The end. Like, that's it. And with this, my concern is that they're going to be trying to pull off kind of what you were saying, like the double-edged thing of like, okay, here's a good Superman movie, but also this has to set up the entire universe we're building and everything that comes after it. And we're going to incorporate all these 50 other characters and we're going to do all these things at once. Like, they're spinning like 50 different plates here. And our whole lives, they have never just been like, here is a good basic superhero or Superman movie. The closest to that, insanely, is Superman Returns.
Yeah.
And even that is kind of supposed to be like a pseudo sequel to the Christopher Reeve movies.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like a hybrid sequel reboot thing. We've just never had a rebooted, straightforward Superman movie. And Man of Steel, I guess, isn't doing a whole lot of like world building or anything like that. I like, it is a pretty self-contained story, but obviously they end up doing, I don't know. Man of Steel also sucks. So there's that.
Do you just remember when the best Superman movie was the Man of Steel trailer? Like, that was the best Superman movie.
You're not wrong.
Superman, I think about that trailer more than anything Superman related. Like, it's the best thing Superman ever.
I'll tell you what. What's the guy's name now? Corn Sweat.
Corn Sweat. Yeah.
Corn Sweat. I think he looks really good as a Clark Kent Superman. I have no doubt he'll probably be awesome.
Yeah.
But the more time goes on and the more images I see of him and stuff like that, and the more like I get to know him because he's been in, you know, the public eye and pop culture for so long, is that Cavill was such a good
I know
casting for that role, and they wasted it.
Yeah.
And it sucks. He was so good.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Martha. Why'd you say that name?
No, that's the thing. It's like he was undone. He was undone by these crappy scripts and these crappy tones. And like, if he could have just been, you know, I'm hopeful Superman, normal Superman or whatever, rather than this weird direction.
I'm the
they did everything
Messiah.
with it.
Isle of darkness.
I am Jesus.
Yes. Oh,
What is it?
the whole everything blew up around me. Guess I'll just fly
What's that
away.
tweet?
It's like, what? What?
It's
Like, it should be so
imagery or
simple, dude.
Symbolism in films, and it's him standing in front of the stained glass of Jesus.
It's not dude. They're way more like. Remember when I think it's in Man of Steel? Doesn't he like blast out of the space door at one point and he does like the Jesus Christ
As he's
pose
like
or whatever?
in space and shit.
Yeah, he's like floating backwards. It's like, all right, thanks there, Snyder.
Yeah.
That's a great poster.
It's so.
Where is it?
Yeah, but
That shot
Cavill was
is
so
funny.
Cavill was so good, dude, and I feel bad for him, and I feel bad for, I don't know. I wish they could have found a way to bring him back. I still don't understand what they're. You've opened a can of worms by asking me about this. Marcus,
Sorry.
I still just don't understand what they're doing though at large, because, like, they've recast Cavill obviously, but then James Gunn's like, oh no, we might still use Gal Gadot. It's like, what? Like, what's going on here? What are you doing? So
I'm fine with that. She's perfect casting for Wonder Woman.
But then they're gonna recast Batman. But then they're gonna have the Pattinson Batman stuff do its own thing, and then there's gonna be a Jokerverse over here too. I don't know.
What if we went back to when just movies were the movies and like it wasn't an interconnect?
Listen, man, I did a whole show
it needs to be
called MC University, and you know what? Daredevil was fine. Daredevil did nothing wrong.
Daredevil's actually pretty fun.
I've never seen Daredevil.
You fucking should. It aged like milk.
Well,
it's okay.
You should probably watch it before the Deadpool movie, because there might be some Daredevil stuff tied to it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna watch.
Man, if
Deadpool
Colin
movie.
Farrell pops
What?
up in
Hold
that
on.
movie,
Hold
I'm
the
gonna
fuck.
pop off
Hold
so
on. He
hard.
opened up a can of worms. You're not gonna go see Hugh Jackman on the screen for possibly the last time.
You were there for day one with Logan.
Yeah,
I was. That was the day the Nintendo Switch came out.
That
I
was
saw Logan
actually,
and
wasn't
then
it?
Picked up my Nintendo Switch.
I remember that.
God damn.
Yeah, Logan's the last time he should have played that character.
Nah, I needed to meet Tyler Mane, and
but it's more.
We
like,
needed.
so
we needed the blue and yellow suit.
We needed the blue and yellow
suit.
suit.
This is.
but
we needed this.
Okay, I personally, when they teased the brown and yellow one, I was like, oh my god, they're gonna do it. I was like so excited. And then they never showed it.
That's great. I like that they're doing the suit. And yes, Hugh Jackman's great.
Oh, dude,
my
they're gonna show the
bigger
brown and
problem
yellow
is
suit.
I just don't like Deadpool.
Yeah,
And now that this is the going to save
he is
the
annoying.
MCU,
That's his whole persona. Is that he's annoying.
I don't like Deadpool. Period. So I'm actually more frustrated that they're bringing him back for this than the fact that they just brought him back to begin.
I feel like the team up makes sense though. It's like it's not that it doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I don't like Deadpool.
Yeah.
I didn't like the first movie. I never saw the second movie. I want nothing to do with this. I will literally look up what it does for the MCU just to understand context going forward and be done.
I will say this though, and sorry to cut you off, Mike.
You're good.
As far as this Wolverine Deadpool movie goes, if they do not put him in the full getup with the mask,
it's on the cup, right? It has to.
It's
be.
on the cup.
Yeah.
It has to be in the movie.
Yeah.
There was a statue, wasn't there?
Something like that. I mean, he has to just show up like that.
Yeah.
And then if they want to take it off and show Hugh Jackman's face the whole rest of the movie, whatever, I don't care. But he has to be in the full thing for a good 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
I need it.
I'm sure
with no sleeves. With no sleeves.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm trying to avoid every single of those goddamn clips that keep coming online because I keep seeing shit that I'm like, I don't want to see it.
Isn't it out super soon?
It's next week.
Next week.
Which, by the way, MC University is back next week. Take care of a new episode when we do a review of that movie. Okay, cool. That was the plug.
I do want to see that movie. I've been thinking about it.
I told you guys this the other day, kind of passively, but I have this weird desire to get really into X-Men. Really into X-Men.
Yeah.
Have you
and
watched
I don't know
97 yet?
We're talking Chris
Claremont.
Claremont?
No, I haven't watching it. Pretty sick storyline. I knew all about Goblin Queen, but somehow I didn't know her origins and stuff like that. This is sick.
Yeah.
This rules.
X-Men 97 is the best
was
thing
the shit.
MCU's done in years.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's not tied to the
It is.
MCU.
It is.
It is.
Shush.
It is.
Don't tell me that. I want nothing to do. I want it to
The
exist
Watcher shows up.
by itself.
I want, I think and the other thing that kind of pushed me this direction was, it's a video I saw you guy I like to watch every now and then. The
Cosmonaut guy?
Cosmonaut guy. He just put out like a 30-minute video that was like, hey, do you want to get really into X-Men? Here's everything you need to do.
Because he just did that. He just got super into X-Men, and then 97 came out.
Yeah. So he posted that video, and I started watching it. I was like, I think I could do this. And he recommends like start with giant size and go from like Uncanny X-Men, like whatever, to like 200 something. And then you can pick up with some of the more modern stuff. And I'm like, I think I will do this. I think I will dive into the Chris Claremont era and just dive headfirst into all of this.
It's pretty good.
But if I do that, then I'm gonna want to collect Uncanny X-Men comics.
That's expensive.
That's expensive.
That's an expensive hobby.
That's a very expensive hobby.
See, so don't do it. Just watch X-Men 97 and live in bliss like me.
I will say though that Uncanny X-Men logo and like the slapped on top of those comics, cleanest comics from that. Like it just looks so good.
Uncanny.
I don't think I have a first printing.
X-Men?
It's so like comic books always have like different versions of like the same like group of characters.
It's the same thing as like Amazing Spider-Man is the title.
Yeah, it's like there's Amazing Spider-Man and
just
Spectacular
X-Men.
Spider-Man.
That's
With the words the uncanny above it.
Well, if you look up all new X-Men, and then look up giant size X-Men, those are all different logos.
Giant size. Like, okay, this uncanny X-Men. Before I hit enter, it just looks like the X-Men logo.
I'm just saying the way that the X-Men font and how it's stylized and like crooked and is like just the typical X-Men
like
logo.
Show. It's just
that's where it comes from.
The that is the X-Men logo, but I'm just saying it's so clean on these comic covers. Like it looks so good.
So giant size X-Men, the X is hideous.
I don't.
That's unfortunate.
I don't know if this
new X-Men comic.
Yeah, I love how a lot of the comics are like characters are in front of the X-Men or either in the back,
like,
and they do a really good job of like
the way they stylize it around the logo is awesome. Those old covers look so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's even a newer comic, and it does the same thing. It's the same logo, and they just it looks great.
Man.
Also, the other reason I've really been wanting to get back into X-Men is because there's just been this like Cyclops renaissance.
Yeah.
And
I've been saying it.
Dude, I've been saying it forever.
Like,
dude,
Cyclops is the best character in
the best.
X-Men. You guys are crazy.
I'm so glad that we're all in unison in our Cyclops love.
I've been saying this since I was a kid.
I know. Like Cyclops was always my favorite. I don't know. I have stupid Corsair and stuff, comic books in there. Like I love Cyclops. He's always been my favorite.
Dude, when he jumped out of that plane and laser shot it to the ground in X-Men 97,
oh my gosh,
this is the sickest thing I've ever seen.
This show, X-Men 97, is immaculate. And
chef's kiss.
I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
They need to
Nightcrawler shows up, right? Does Nightcrawler show up in 97?
Yeah.
Who?
Okay. I haven't got that far yet.
Oh, well, I don't, well, it's probably been spoiled for you, right?
I thought I saw stuff about it.
Okay.
So it wasn't necessarily a spoiler.
One of the best action scenes with Nightcrawler. When you get there, you'll be like, oh boy. Fuck the fastball special.
Yeah, my characters I've always loved have been Cyclops, Nightcrawler. Colossus is sick. I like Colossus a lot too.
I've always liked Cyclops and Archangel. Was always my favorite.
Archangel I really like too. I love all the Apocalypse.
I remember
stuff.
when he showed up in the movies.
Which time? Which time? There's two different times. One where he's like fighting in a cage playing Metallica, or what's the other when he's just like
when he was CEO Daddy's son and jumped out of the building.
The only Quicksilver version I like is the one from the Days of Future Past movie because he wears a Rush T-shirt in it.
Yeah. It's a good one.
What a movie that was.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
I'm a staunch
actually.
Days of Future Past defender.
It's a great film. The first X-Men movie, really good. Revisiting it because I had to do it for MC University.
First Class, right?
First Class is great, but also then like the first X-Men movie, like the actual 1999 X-Men movie, it does a good job for what it's doing for the time. But obviously, it's not them in fucking costumes and doing the shit like we're watching as kids. but it's actually like a really fucking good interpretation of like mixing what it meant to be in X-Men and be othered. And X2 is not as great as I remember it, but they do some good stuff too. But X-Men, the original one, was like shockingly like, wow, you guys really did a fucking good job. Cinema. It was actual cinema.
All right. I have a
Ricky.
That and the Hulk. Ricky.
Oh, is he?
Boo, Cyclops. Ricky.
Boo.
Man's
Okay,
coming in.
I have a question.
Yes.
Mhm.
In this Deadpool Wolverine movie, there's probably going to be variants in this movie. What would be the Wolverine variants you'd want to see in it?
Well, I already know too much. So I can't see shit.
Wolverine variants, like, what do you mean?
You mean like other
multiple-
actors that are like pretending like
Either
when they bring...
like other actors or like versions of the character you
Oh.
want to see in the movie.
Who's been rumored to be like tied to this over the years?
I
so
think
here's what
if-
I want.
There's a
What's
couple.
the-
There's
what's
a couple
the kid
people.
from
yeah.
What's the kid from
Harry Potter?
King? Well, yeah, Daniel Radcliffe I know was talked about for a bit, but I don't think that it was ever serious.
That'd be
What's
funny.
the Kingsman guy?
Edgerton.
Oh,
Edgerton. Yeah.
Oh.
Taryn Edgerton
Edgerton
was
would
talked
be
about
good.
for.
I think it would be hilarious because he went for the role. Would be the dude from Parks and Rec.
Chris Pratt?
No.
Oh,
Season
That was
Mustache
mustache. Yeah. He like originally
name,
auditioned
Grant?
for the role for like the 2000s movie.
Nick Offerman?
I always thought,
Nick
Yeah.
Offerman. Yeah.
That'd be funny.
and I think that would be hilarious.
Nick Offerman went out for it.
I mean, this
Yeah.
was the '90s, so
and he's taught,
you
and he
know,
taught, and yeah,
Sure.
it was not, yeah, it was much.
that'd be pretty funny.
I would.
Glenn Powell as fucking Cyclops. Like, please make that happen.
That'd be awesome.
Other Wolverine.
There should be none. There should be none.
What if they just bring Hugh Jackman back again to play the clone of Hugh Jackman?
Fuck
like
that.
They did in
I think-
Logan.
I think the one thing that I would like to see them do, and I don't know how they would do this in the movie without it getting too crazy, but I would like to see Hugh Jackman sing and dance as Wolverine.
Did you see the soundtrack?
No.
The soundtrack has fucking The Last Showman or whatever the fuck on it. So who knows?
That's
I was gonna say I would like them to poke fun at like his roots as an actor, like his musical side.
Yeah.
That'd be
I
pretty
think that
good.
would be very funny if there's like a musical number with Wolverine in this movie. That would be great.
That would be great.
And then also, what like surprise characters would you want to see in it?
I mean,
There's stuff going around
Supposedly,
with
like there's a
Hulk
lot.
in there, and I'm like,
Supposedly Jennifer Garner's in it
yeah.
as Elektra.
They should bring back Office Boy as Reed Richards again. That'd be funny.
No.
oh no,
It'd be
actually,
funny,
the
and
other Reed
kill him
Richards
off
would be
in-
funnier.
in 5 minutes. It'd be funny if you just kept bringing him back and killing him.
I think bringing back like a bunch of like Fox like owned.
Yeah, like Jessica Alba's Invisible Woman.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Michael Chiklis is the
Affleck would-
Sting.
Ben
Uh,
Affleck would be like the number one.
I mean,
one.
Nicolas
what-
Cage
what's his
as
name?
fucking Ghost Rider.
Human
That would be
Torch, like
dope.
Chris, whatever his name is, who's Captain America, would be.
Chris
fun.
Evans?
Chris Evans as Human Torch.
That would be good.
Really
That would be
good.
pretty good.
But I think they're going to save a lot of that for Secret Wars if they still do Secret Wars. We'll find out next week.
Yeah. Did you see all that stuff, Max? I meant to ask you about that. Like what came
See
out
what?
yesterday with that Marvel stuff. Supposedly they're like blowing up all of their plans for the next 2 Avengers movies, and they're asking the Russo brothers to come back and save everything, and they're willing to give them like $1 bajillion.
Sounds good to me. Because when they fired what's his face, and they were like, "Oh, who are we gonna get to replay him?" I was like, "Oh, there's no way Secret Wars and all that stuff's coming out in the King Dynasty or whatever." There's,
You know what's
basically
Oh,
everything they've been
yeah.
pointing towards since Endgame is. Just
I'm so dude.
pointless.
I'm so sad that Kang is not gonna happen because that was like the next big villain that
It was
I,
gonna
like,
be dope.
wanted, and it was gonna be awesome. And then now, I mean, I
What's
get it.
funny is that like now his arc in the MCU will end with him getting beaten by Ant-Man. And that's just it.
Ants.
And then
they
dethroned by
set up
fucking
all
They
this
did
Loki.
stuff.
Modoc so dirty in that movie.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, I
It was
haven't
so
seen
bad.
Yeah.
It's
The-
so bad.
The
I know how
it's
you
fine.
feel about the Mandarin now. Like I get your frustration with it.
the thing that upsets me the most about Marvel right now, and I think this is kind of indicative. I mean, it could just be this specific movie. I don't know. But the fact that Blade hasn't been able to get off the ground whatsoever, and to me, the reason that can't get off the ground is because they can't find a way to arbitrarily tie it to 10 other movies within this universe that they're building, rather than just making a good Blade movie. Like that's
it's silly.
Yes, like it's so stupid.
Having that dude attached
do you remember
to it
when
too?
the movie would be the movie, and then they would just have some like tease in the post credits, and like then
I mean that's what I think the Superman thing should have done.
In fairness, I think Blade has had other problems, like based on like the leaked script about that movie and stuff, where it was like the whole movie was about
he was like the
Blade's daughter. Yeah, and like Blade himself was barely in it. It's like, how do you get tapped to write the movie Blade, and then you're like, here's the script I wrote. Blade's in it for 5 minutes. It's like, what? Like, I don't know. Weird stuff going on over there.
Marvel's had a really rough go the last couple of years, and it's unfortunate.
I guess we will find out.
But they can never take the Infinity Saga from us.
They can't
until they delist it someday.
Look, they already ruined the Infinity Saga when they didn't put Silver Surfer in it fighting Thanos. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, hey,
that's really true.
That's
dude. And now that
they put Pepper Potts in a silver Iron Man suit.
They already took away the best part of the Infinity Saga to me.
So. Well, now it sounds like they're trying to. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because maybe they're holding secrets or I don't know. But whatever they're doing with the Fantastic Four movie, I don't love that. Like what they're talking about doing with
alter universe stuff. And...
Well, no, I was gonna say that like Silver Surfer, they're going down the like woman Silver Surfer route or whatever, which is like a thing from the comics. But it's like, dude, Norrin Radd Silver Surfer does not exist in the MCU universe right now. Just do basic ass things and like just come on, like what are we doing here?
I'm also like pretty bummed on how they did like Nova Corps stuff. I wanted Nova as a character, and
that should have been a character a long time ago in terms of like already being introduced.
Like that would have been awesome. That could have introduced like the whole cosmic stuff, and they never really did that kind of. They used like
I just want Fin Fang Foom. That's it. Nothing else.
Didn't that happen? Am I crazy?
No, what was that one? There was a movie where there was a giant dragon guy, that wasn't him.
Shang-Chi have a dragon in it?
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, but it's not Fin Fang Foom.
But it wasn't Fin Fang Foom.
Yeah, it wasn't Fin Fang Foom.
So let's see. Right now, on
Fin Fang Foom,
obviously Deadpool and Wolverine. And then Captain America, not Captain America's out on Valentine's Day. And then apparently Thunderbolts. Those two are in post-production, so I feel like they're coming out. Obviously, Fantastic Four is a thing.
Did they say who the team is? Well, okay, first, did they say who the team is for Thunderbolts?
They did.
And then second, I think it's ridiculous that we're having a Thunderbolts movie.
Bucky Barnes?
Is Punisher
Ava
in it?
Star? Ghost?
No, Ghost. At this point, now that we know that Red Hulk's in fucking the Winter Soldier reboot fucking movie, then he has to be on the team, right?
He has to.
It's called Thunderbolts.
He's got to be.
So then, Fantastic Four, there's Blade, which may never come out.
Yeah.
There's Avengers 5 and Avengers Secret War, which word on this apparently.
Don't forget about Agatha all along.
Well, I was just naming movies, but yes, there's Agatha all along, which looks so bad. Armor Wars.
I bet
Spider-Man No Way Home sequel, like that will happen, sure. Shang-Chi's gonna get a sequel apparently, and then
Shang-Chi was awesome actually. I did like Shang-Chi a lot.
Shang-Chi was one of the best it's one of the best of the post Infinity Saga.
Infinity stuff. I thought that movie was awesome. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's I mean, it's in company with Black Widow and the Eternals and Thor: Love and Thunder, so it's not like a really hard.
It's one of the worst.
Yeah. Doctor Strange, I remember liking.
I had fun, but it felt weird watching WandaVision and then watching that. I'm like, they didn't seem like cohesive whatsoever.
Yeah.
This is the problem, like with Disney as a whole, it feels like right now. Is that like I don't even want to get into this conversation.
Don't you end Star Wars conversation?
Well, have you guys watched this Acolyte stuff? Did you like it?
I did.
Okay.
No, but I did see a headline today that everyone's favorite Sith Lord shows up at the end.
Apparently
everyone's favorite Jedi shows up at the end.
I spoiled myself on it because I had no intention of watching it, and it's just
Here's what I'm gonna say. Every time I heard someone complain about it, it was for either they didn't listen to the episode or just assume something way too ahead of advance. There's a character that shows up that we all know. He has a big fucking head named Cootie Mundi, where the fuck his name is.
I was like,
it's Kiadi Mooney.
Kiadi Mooney. Thank you for the nerds out there. And people are like, well, how is he this old? And then also, he said in the movie, there's no fucking Sith. He never say Sith in front of him. There's no, the age that they had before was on a DVD fucking extra. So it's just like, you guys are just assuming so much from shit that you read when you were a kid. And it drives me nuts.
Here's my larger issue with Star Wars as a whole right now. We don't need to go too in depth with this because I know this is a can of worms itself.
Oh yeah.
3 hours later.
Yeah, can they just go to a new era or just a new
But they did
time period? No, I'm talking like 1,000 years in the future or the past or something.
Skywalkers,
like that. No nothing.
Like Yoda was going to show up regardless. It's fucking old.
They just keep sprinkling in all this stuff around the movies, and it changes your perception of the movies. So now, I mean, again,
but that would happen regardless.
Yeah, but that's, I guess, what I'm talking about. Is like, I'm tired of all of these different shows, miniseries, movies coming out in proximity that then, are meant to somehow change the way that you view these things that have been out for decades and decades. Like I'm talking like, even this goes back to even Rogue One, where it's all of a sudden like, oh, well, we built the Death Star to be we built it with the flaw so that you could destroy it. And it's like, okay, now all of a sudden we're changing the context around like the Death Star and why it's blowing up.
That Rogue One is actually
that I understand.
It's good, but I'm just saying they just write in these new plot elements that then reshape the way you view certain things.
But my thing is, hold on, look, I understand what you're saying.
I just want the 6 movies to remain largely untouched. No, shut up. Rise of Skywalker is the worst movie I've ever seen in the theaters. Full stop. Period.
Really, the worst?
It is the worst.
It changed
movie you've ever seen in theaters.
Yeah, I think so. It completely changed.
We watched Resident Evil together in the theater.
We all changed
Osmosis. We loved it. We loved it when we walked out of that fucking theater.
I don't like to go like full super nerd dork like this too often, but that movie
was pretty bad.
Betrayed me in some sense. Like I was
This is my favorite.
Hold on.
This is my favorite part of Star Wars. Is that each trilogy, the people who grew up with the previous trilogy say the new trilogy is the worst thing they've ever seen. And the kids that grow up with this trilogy are going to think it's awesome.
This is why I posed the...
but also, The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie ever made.
I think Star Wars fans are worse than Kingdom Hearts fans.
You said it, and I agreed. You said it, and I fucking agreed.
Let's think
Aren't they both owned by Disney?
They're fuck you.
They're one of the They're just Disney fans.
Well, hold on. Let me get this out because as someone, yes, I did watch it, and I watched the Discords on it, and I'm like watching the show, and I'm like, it's fine. It's not good. It's not great. But it's also not ruining your childhood. Like they were talking about how like,
they can't take the old movie
man, they're
away.
making the Jedi look bad. The Jedi have always looked bad.
Yeah, I've heard some of that.
Yoda's flipping around in episode 2 when fighting Count Dooku. The Jedi looked kind of.
And guess what? In this show, they're doing fucking wire work from the Thousand Daggers or fucking Hidden Dragon, and it looks fucking awesome. But the show's fine.
No. We can't have that. That would make too much sense.
It's just
remember when Patty Jenkins was going to make a dog fighting?
No. Remember when a Jedi betrayed the fucking Jedi Order and became evil and got subsumed from the dark side, which is just the plot of every Star Wars story anyways? But we're like, oh, that never happens. My Jedi are heroes.
I guess what I'm trying to say at the end of the day is, as far as Star Wars goes, is that I have come to both with the good and the bad respect greatly what George Lucas did with his 6 movies.
Sure.
And if we could leave those as untouched as possible and just have those 6 movies be his vision, and I understand that he established and created this whole multi-bajillion-dollar franchise that all these people have got their hands on now. There's no way that other people can't touch this thing that he created. But don't change the context too greatly around the 6 that he made. And if at the end of this series they're teeing up Yoda to be in it moving forward, and Yoda's all of a sudden gonna be like, let's say they do a season 2 of the show and you've got Yoda sweeping stuff under the rug or doing all this sorts of stuff, but it's like completely gonna change the way you view him when it comes to like 1, 2, and 3. Or onward. But, and it's like then you're like upending like the way that George Lucas wrote the character and what he did with the character, and like those are the things that I have.
So here's the thing, though, Logan. The 6 movies are the 6 movies, and if you don't watch anything else, then you don't need to engage with it. Like I have no idea what's going on, and no movie or show is ever going to change how I look at The Phantom Menace.
I agree with you.
The Phantom Menace is a work of art.
I mean, that's why I don't watch it. Whatever, it's fine.
That's why I don't watch any of this.
I mean,
Senate discussions.
That's where that's kind of where I'm at, because I used to consider myself like a really big comic book fan. I love Marvel stuff. Like I've always loved that stuff, and I just can't get into it anymore. Like I would get so excited for not just movies, but like comic books. Like I still enjoy I want to get back into comic books. I'm kind of with you, Logan, except I want to read all the Daredevil comic books. But like it's just hard to get into that stuff now because it's, I don't know, it's so just oversaturated and it all just feels kind of the same, and you have to watch 20 billion TV shows and 30 movies and all this. I'm like, I don't got time for this, and I don't really care, and everyone's just gonna complain about it anyway and shout at the internet and whatever, and I'm like, I'll just watch my one Incredible Hulk movie I like. I'll watch my
I watch my Ang Lee Hulk movie all the time.
Yeah, I watch my Ang Lee Hulk movie all the time.
Logan exploded. What happened to Logan?
Just engage with the stuff you want, and
like Star Wars. Same with Star Wars. Like I loved Star Wars as a kid, and like I just can't really get into it now. Now if I want to watch a Star Wars movie, I'm just gonna put Empire on and call it a day.
Yeah,
like
that's where I'm at too.
Star Wars has totally fallen off. I think Mandalorian season 1 was really good, and that kind of like rekindled a spark for a lot of people after Rise of Skywalker and things like that. Like, this will be good. And then it just kept happening. Where they're like, here's Mando. Oh, here's a Boba Fett show. Remember when he was in a Sarlacc pit forever?
That was the most egregious thing that they've done, is because it's called the Book of Boba Fett. Boba Fett's in it only like 25% of that fucking movie, and it's not even really about what he's doing.
That was what made that was where I tapped out, because like even after Rise of Skywalker, I was like,
my tap out was Obi-Wan. I was like, oh, you guys did.
I didn't hate that.
I thought it was fine.
Oh, I thought it was fine. So bad. They did Ewan McGregor dirty in that movie.
How?
It was okay.
I
didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was like atrocious. It was pretty straightforward. I guess
don't
more
need
than
this
anything.
anymore. I watched Ahsoka because I've never seen the Clone Wars. I was like, I'll see what this is.
Well, that's your mistake right there, I guess.
No, I was gonna say that's
it was fine.
It's got
like that. I had more
2
fun
whole
with
different series that build into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably like, who the heck is what's the one kid's
my
name?
problem with the Acolyte is I kept forgetting it existed, and so I just haven't watched any of it, and I have no desire.
I think like, I don't know, my feelings on all that kind of stuff is a big reason why I got more into horror movies. Like, I guess this is like for years now, because it feels like there's actual like really good original stuff coming from like horror stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what about the Friday the 13th cinematic universe?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, when that happens.
Well, like since like The Witch
Saw
came
11.
out, I feel like there's just been like at least one solid, very good horror movie that's come out. Like every
horror's had like a renaissance over the past few years.
And it's awesome. Like there's you could go on Shudder, like the streaming service, and you could find like a bajillion horror movies that you've never seen that are amazing. I know, I gotta watch that one.
Max would like the stuff.
I'm talking about like I am talking about.
That's a horror movie. Let's just start naming horror movies.
No, straight up.
Watch
that's a movie called The Stuff. It's about ice cream.
Yeah.
Watch The Goop.
Like, that's probably a movie. The Blob is one.
The Blob is a movie. So,
Flubber.
That is a horror movie in certain context.
The Thing is a movie. I mean,
Mike, you bring up something here that I think I've been like, I've realized kind of like unconsciously, and more recently I've realized it more directly, probably within the past week, honestly, is that like I'm trying to search and find like new things to become obsessed with or passionate about, because all these other things that I have like loved for so long, I just feel either burnout on, or I don't like the way they're at, where they're at right now. Again, like that's like you mentioned, like, well, just don't watch the Star Wars stuff if you don't want it to like change how you view around the other stuff. And it's like, but the problem with that is it's like, at my core, I love Star Wars. So I would like to see good Star Wars storytelling, or like see them go in a direction of like what I would want with that property. And they're just not. And so like that upsets
to
me.
The kids now.
Like Turtles at one point it's going to come full circle. You'll get a good movie finally. It'll be awesome.
But this has become apparent to me though recently. I mentioned to you guys that Danielle's been getting into Harry Potter. Like my stepson, we have
to cancel her.
My stepson's been reading the books for the first time, and he's been loving them. And he's like talking about them. Right? He's up to Goblet of Fire now. Okay. And he's been talking about them constantly. And he's been like bringing all this stuff up to Danielle, and she has never read any of the books and never seen any of the movies. I'm like, how have you existed within society for the past like 20, 25 years? She's like, I don't know. And she read Sorcerer's Stone the other night, and she was like bawling her eyes out multiple times. She's like, it's so good. Like at the part when he sees his parents in the mirror and stuff like that. She's like, oh my gosh. She's like, I never knew this was so good. And I was like, yeah. And but she keeps like telling me like she thinks it's like oh, you probably think I'm so dumb for reading this so much later. I'm like, no, I'm kind of like envious that you have these 7 books you can now dive into and explore. And
that was me and Resident Evil recently. Me and my partner got all through all of them together, so we all know the lore. So we can watch Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah, I guess like how you are with Star Wars is kind of like how I was with Harry Potter, because like there's just nothing really good coming out of it.
I think though,
out of it at all. Like
I think in Harry Potter's like defense, up almost till up recently, like it's just kind of been the thing, and they did it. And she wrote a play, whatever.
They tried.
And there's a game, whatever.
Don't
and now
sleep
they're
on Newt
redo the show on
Scamander.
HBO.
They are, but like, they are trying to make it a thing, and it's just not working. It's not good. Like
I guess there's Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah,
there's like
Fantastic
3 of
Beasts.
those.
There's 3 of
and
them?
3 theme parks.
There's 3 of those movies.
Yeah, there's 3.
They're remaking the core books as a 7-season TV show.
It's just like, I don't know why. Like,
now that though is interesting as both for a new generation and a way to explore the books in a deeper, richer way that a TV show could. But like, you can't take away those 8 movies. That's an unprecedented run, probably only comparable to something like Lord of the Rings, of adapting source material to that level of success.
Yeah,
and
I agree with
don't sleep on
Dune.
Dune is another one.
On Dune.
You're sleeping on Dune. I still have to watch 1. Or I have to watch 2.
Yeah, we'll see.
Dune 2 is one of my favorite movies ever.
Dune 2 is really good. It's very Metal Gear too.
Dune's good, but they like also miss so much in it, and I'm worried about the 3rd movie. Given off where they end Dune 2, I'm actually worried now.
I don't know what you're talking about. They never made another book ever.
I guess like, my big thing is like
you tell that to the people making the 3rd movie based off another book.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I guess I'm
worried about Dune.
I guess I'm just with you, Logan, where I'm like, I just wish not everything had to be a sprawling universe. Like Blade Runner. I'm like, why are we? Come on.
Well,
what are you talking about? There's 2 Blade Runners and 9 fucking alien movies. They're all
aren't they making a Blade Runner TV show though, or something?
Yeah,
crazy
they're making
right
a Blade
now?
Runner TV show. That's what, like, you guys remember. We talked about it on this podcast, I believe, about Blade Runner 2049 coming out. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think you can just make a sequel to Blade Runner. And then they did it, and luckily
with
they
the
had
Doom
right.
Man.
I was gonna say with Denis.
Well, that's why you talked about it, and then I got it rolling. But
that's the thing that I'll say in response to Max is like, I feel like it's so dependent. I mean, it's always been this way, but now especially, it's so dependent on creators and who you get attached to stuff. Like, I feel confident in a 3rd Dune movie because Denis Villeneuve or whatever his name is like pretty loudly said for like the past 5 years, like, oh yeah, we have ideas and plans for 3 of these. And he has just said that. So like clearly they know what they would want to do with a Dune Messiah movie. So,
also, though, but it's just the things they're missing from the book.
I will say
they did in the 2 movies. I'm a little concerned.
I will say, watching Dune and Dune 2 did make me hate Star Wars a little bit. It retroactively ruined Star Wars a itty bit.
The thing that I'm most excited for, which I think kind of ties all together, and Logan, I think you will be able to experience this now to a degree, and almost maybe are with Pokemon. And then Mike and I eventually will get to do this. But through our kids, like someday, going to read Harry Potter to Eloise, or she will read it. And like then I get to experience it through her eyes and her reactions to these things. And Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like when I get to show her the original version of Star Wars, the despecialized editions, the ones that are real
the Christmas special.
Yeah, I can't
Christmas
wait.
special. Like that will be, I think, so cool.
Yeah.
Now, the monkey's paw with that is now we have to watch all of the Star Wars, Dad. But I think to see it through the eyes of the child will be the more exciting part. And will smooth out a lot.
I mean, my hope is that like Riley is more into music than to like movies and film and stuff. That's what.
Well,
that's
I was
what
talking specifically about
everyone
like,
has
the
like,
Harry Potter books and
yeah.
the Star Wars movies. I want her to do other things,
Right.
but like
Riley will be her own person. I'm not trying to force anything on her or whatever. But
I'm
like,
forcing everything on my child.
I really hope that she gravitates towards music, and like I want that experience of her like finding music, or like I introduce music and then she gets like into it and
or she says your music sucks, Dad. Now listen to Snoop Dogg sing like a teapot.
I'm down.
Mike, she's gonna be like, "What is this movie, Tommy Boy? I've never heard of it. Can we watch Tommy Boy?"
No.
Holy
What's Billy Madison? Oh, let me tell you about Billy Madison.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited for that, to basically rediscover it through my kids. And honestly, Logan, I mean, I was thinking about it, the final scenes of The Last Jedi it's basically saying it belongs to the kids now. That little boy uses the Force on a broom. It's like,
I like The Last Jedi.
And then they made Rise of Skywalker, and it was like, no!
Last
Jedi.
Jedi.
They made Rise of Skywalker, and they're like, what if Palpatine was alive and he had an army?
Palpatine had a baby.
And then we had to spend the last 7 years like figuring out how we can work around. Like, okay, now we have to make that make sense.
If I ever see J.J. Abrams, I'm punching him in the face. Like,
don't punch J.J. He made some good stuff.
I don't. I just don't like the disparity. I can't talk about this. It's okay. We don't.
I can't talk about it. I can't do this right now.
I just don't understand how he made something so like solid, and it seemed like there was so much thought and care that went into The Force Awakens, and this is it. This is the first new Star Wars movie in forever. We have to.
He was like, New Hope 2.
Yeah, I get that, but like at the time that it was good. It worked. Yeah, it was perfect.
We needed that at the time.
It was perfect. And then with 9, he's just like, "What's the dumbest thing we could do?"
I think
Palpatine.
Let's do that.
9 had obviously a lot of problems, right? It was originally all right. We can't get into it.
We can't go down.
Stop here.
It's bad.
The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie ever made, and that's where we can end this conversation.
Yeah, it's definitely a top 3 for sure.
So in closing, play college football 25. It's real fun.
Yeah.
No, that's a
Concord.
dumb video game.
Or Concord.
Get into sports. Don't get into nerd shit.
I recruited 2 high schoolers named Ricky Pepper and Angel Corn, and they're going to be my secondary of the 2026 football season. We're going to have Pepper and Corn running around on the field.
But where's salt and butter?
I don't know. I found those 2 guys, though, and I'm like, I need to find other people named Food. I just want my whole team to be made up of vegetable boys or something running around on the field.
Playing as Notre Dame or whatever?
Yeah, but I'm about to leave. I'm a coordinator at Notre Dame, and I'm about to leave the school, and I'm going to go join like UAB and try to win a national championship with them.
I want to go to. I might try doing that. Leave the school that I'm at, and then try going to the Navy.
Yeah, I want to try to. I want to try to win with one. I want to try to win with one of the. One of
Air
the
Force
academies too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you can recreate the plot of Rudy with College 25,
just recreate the plot of Waterboy
or Varsity Blues.
Never seen.
Fuck it.
You know who Chad Pennington is, right, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, his son plays college football, and me and Ricky found this out the other day. And I went into the transfer portal, and I grabbed him from Marshall, and I brought him over to Notre Dame. And so now my current quarterback on my team is Chad Pennington's son.
Amazing. Very good.
It's fun.
Oh man,
guys, I can't wait to go see Twisters.
I canceled to be here tonight for that. By the way, I had tickets. I forgot I did, so I had to cancel
the Twister
those.
Cinematic Universe.
Oh man,
everyone's favorite actor who's not acting anymore, Glenn Powell.
No, rest in peace, Bill Paxton.
All right, Grant,
we should go watch Top Gun Maverick.
Take us home, Grant.
Well, guys, thanks everyone for coming to listen to us ramble on for the past 2+ hours. It was a great time. Where can we find everyone at? Let's start with Logan.
I don't know. Don't find me anywhere. I don't want to be found, to be perfectly honest.
His address is right, Max. Where can we find
do you want me to read off his address? I can pull it up.
Please don't.
No, give me the analytics of those Fast and Furious videos. Remember you were looking for those?
On Al Gore's internet.
Oh, I did find that information. It's like 40,000 views, and the retention is about 44 seconds.
There we go. We need to close that loop.
When it dawns on them that it is not the film itself. It's pretty great.
Better than I thought it would be, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like they're like hoping. After
Maxwell.
the 40, where can
no more Fast and Furious. Yeah, where can we find you?
Family. You can find me on maxfrequency.net. That's where all my podcasts and writing lives. So you can just go there.
All right. And what about you, Michael?
Well, I'm probably gonna delete my Twitter after this.
Banter.
But yeah, you could go to bantambanter.com. I've been writing a lot more. I never really talked about that.
I subscribe to your RSS feed.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been writing a lot more. I mean, Ricky writes all the time, but yeah, and that's been fun. It's been a good little outlet. So, you can check that stuff out. I'm probably gonna put out something about Rush pretty soon, and Fortnite.
Tim Robinson should replace
Rush
Frank in Skate.
Rush in Fortnite.
Yeah, and then I'll do my Hideo Kojima thing, my master list.
Where can we find you, Mario?
Speaking of Hideo Kojima, of course, you can find me here at Point in Progress, where we do live podcast. Or no, actually, not podcast. We killed the podcast. It's all just streams now. So, like this, we get Model Citizens live, which was fun. Thank you, everybody in the chat. You can also see me. I'm producing a show for our channel called Metal Beard Solid, which is just me ripping off Giant Bomb. Thank you, Logan, for the plug on the t-shirt for Metal Gear Scanlan. But we're going to do it with my friend Harv, who has a Twitch channel at Beard in the Hair. So we're going to go live, I think, the 1st of August. And it's just him playing it for the first time. He's never played it. And so I'm scared, because if he doesn't like it, then the whole show is ruined. But, it doesn't matter. I'm forcing him through it. I convinced this man to do it. So, and then, yeah, find me here. Model Citizen Show.
All right, sweet. You can find me at my Dead Threads account, Grant_Callahan. But
we're only gonna post basketball memes there.
I was, and now I post nothing. It's amazing.
Man, we didn't even talk about basketball. I could go all day.
Good. Nope, we're done. No more basketball.
I'll produce a basketball show.
The New York Knicks are overrated garbage.
Can we talk about how come no one told me? How come no one told me that Pirates of the Caribbean was in Fortnite now? There's a Elizabeth Swan skin.
Because I got the Fallout stuff and I tapped out.
But there's Davy's pipe organ is an emote. Like, can we talk about this? Why is no one?
We'll talk about basketball and why LeBron's sleeping with a teammate's mother.
Yeah,
next episode, sports ball.
I did. I talked about it in chat. I said.
Did you look into it a little bit more? It's pretty crazy.
I thought
no, it's not a joke.
It's true.
He's been sleeping with one of his teammates' mothers. They said going back like 20 years.
It's wild.
So Max, LeBron's
Max, you
son
don't
was drafted to the LA Lakers.
I mean, did you just LeBron take the your mom joke too seriously, like out on the court one day? Like,
I mean,
No, you didn't hear what Michael said.
No, LeBron's son got drafted to the Lakers, and LeBron plays for the Lakers.
wait,
So his
is he
son is
playing on the
his-
same team as his
No, his
son?
son-
Like for real?
Yes.
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 So
That's
they are on
fucking
the same
crazy.
Team. So the person
So-
he had an affair with is his wife.
His mom.
Because he plays with his son now.
wait, I'm confused. I thought this was is this real or not?
This is technically
real.
real. Yes.
I'm looking
No,
it up.
The joke,
Max.
not the son.
The joke is real. Like
Max,
it's
He is legitimately
joke
sleeping
is-
with a teammate's mom.
his teammate
His
is his son,
mom.
Yes.
and his son's
His
mom
wa-
is his wife.
So it was a joke.
No,
It's a
it's
joke,
real.
But it's real.
Okay.
It's just a joke.
No, if you-
It's a joke in the sense that like somebody's just being stupid, but it's not a joke in the sense that somebody made it up. It's real.
It's
It's a
factual
fact.
information.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's-
Actual
but it's also
information.
a joke.
All right.
It's not
No,
a
it's not-
non-biological related teammate.
Yes. Yeah.
Sure.
I didn't think about what you said. It is a biological related teammate,
AKA his son.
his son, Bronny.
Oh my
That
god.
is the stupidest thing I have ever heard.
And that wraps it up for tonight. Everyone have a good night.
Oh my-
See ya. Maybe next month or decade. We'll find out.
Goodbye, y'all.